Hey everyone, I know I'm live. All right. There, okay. Hey everyone. Oh shoot, that's right. I know. Put my earbud in. Damn it. And it's dead, of course. I'm working on it. Let's see. Hey Christ Conflict. Hey Police Wife, Atticus Finch, Cat Mom, Diane, the Amber Chick, Sherry's Katie. Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna say I know that name. Oh, everyone too. I'm going to share this shortly, but check out Sherry's Cavey's channel. And she's got like the best videos of guinea pigs. Like all these little guinea pigs, they're so cute. Let me pull that up now, and then I'll do my earbud. There we go. Shoot, okay. There. Yes, check out this channel. She's got the cutest little guinea pigs there on it. You guys might know her though as Shermer. Hi Eileen, Chelsea, Nana, Shazzy. Happy Monday from us. It's Monday where you are? Oh, it's right. Yeah, aren't you in Australia? I think. But don't tell me what happened, so I want to be surprised. Hey Nana. Oh, Nana Hawk, Nana Kimber. I was gonna say, didn't I just say that? Camilla, Susan. Oh, and you're welcome, Sherry. Is KJ appropriate Asian hate crimes? Yeah. No, she did put a post up though, a tweet the other day, but I had no idea what it was about. It wasn't until last night that I had an idea, but I haven't even looked at her Twitter yet. I was about to do it when I sat down at the computer like 20 minutes ago. I sat down to eat and I was sitting here, but then I got talking to someone in DMs, and so yep, in Australia. Okay. Cool. Hey, Please and Rain, Kelly. Susan Elliott. Okay, next. I was going to say, didn't I say Susan? But I don't think I said that, Susan. Chukati. Violet. LRC. Me Ken. Or I want to say Meg Ken. It's like another way of saying Megan, maybe. I don't know. JJ. Aw, thank you for becoming a member, Nana. Hey. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't quite have anything planned yet. And I thought, didn't I see, where'd she go? Where did she go? I saw her in the chat before I went live. Without a freaking clue. I think I seen her in here. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not in live chat. Maybe that might make a difference. Sunny D. Kitten on the keys. Thought I saw her in here. Huh. Did you take off on me? Anyway. Okay. So I'm going to put this in the comments if anyone wants to join me. In the meantime, though, I was going to take a moment, though, and pull up a couple of things. Yeah, sorry, I'm running behind. I actually planned to go live about 9 o'clock, but then I got hungry. So I made it 9:40 to eat, but I didn't really give myself time to prepare, though, too. So, okay, she just went live on Instagram. Well, let's check that shit out. Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, she just went live. It'll be on her. Okay. Oh, shit. I got to go on Chrome to do this. Urgh! Just take me a second. on. All right. I'll be right back. I just have to go grab a charger so I can grab this. And Chrome's still starting up anyways. So I will be back in 2 seconds. What am I doing? Okay. I'm coming. Let's see. Hey, Sassy. Pink Flamingo. I'm waiting for Chrome to start up, so. Okay. Oh, yay. Started. Nope. Oh, that's me. I'm an idiot. Oh, be right there, Atticus. Let me just switch over to Chrome real quick. Okay. Okay. Let me close that off. Okay. All right. Hey, Atticus.
Hey, Erin, how are you?
How are you? Nice to meet you.
You too. This is my first time doing this. I'm a little nervous, but I wanted to remind everyone about Jilly Juice. You remember Jillian?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember her.
So she sued Katie.
Mm-hmm.
She sued Katie, right?
Yep.
And lost on
I don't.
jurisdiction.
Yep. Yep. She
And
did a
she
cease and
never
desist. I know.
refiled.
Yep. Right.
Yeah.
So
So I don't
I
know
don't.
if people are familiar with that.
Right. I don't think Jilly would have won that case though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that. Yeah, in Ohio. In fact, I want to say that there's something still on record about that somewhere. Because I learned
Yeah, I thought
about
that was interesting. She lost on jurisdiction on that one as well. But
right.
I'm gonna go. But I just wanted to say hi and
Hi, it was nice meeting you.
you too, Erin. Thanks
Oh,
so
hey,
much. I love your channel.
oh, thank you. Can I ask you something real quick? I On your channel
Yeah.
you have a video. You have a video where you spoke about going back to, I think it was to law school or to college. It was
Oh
from
yeah,
years
I'm in
ago. I was just.
school, so I probably need to
Oh, you are?
private that video. It was for
Oh,
my
I'm
teacher,
sorry.
so I probably
I'm sorry. I just wanted to just check to follow up with you. See, are you still in school? Did you graduate? How's it going?
yeah,
Because I mean, I know
I'm
I'm
in
46 years
school.
old. So,
Math is 36 here. I have a little
okay.
boy and I went back to school and I'm
Wow.
doing well. Math is
Good for
kicking
you.
my rear, but I'm
Yeah.
hanging in there.
Well, good for you. I mean,
But that's
seriously, I
funny
saw
you
that.
saw that video. I didn't know that was
Yeah,
on there.
I saw that. I was like, wow, I wish I could do that. Seriously, that's awesome. So good. I'm glad to hear,
Yeah.
you're still good. Awesome. Good. Good luck.
Well, thanks, Erin. That means a lot to me.
All
Okay, well,
right.
y'all have a good night. I'll see you
You
around.
too. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Hey, Christ. Now, you were Gary McLaughlin, right?
Yes, that was me.
Okay. That's what I thought. I just want to be sure.
So
How you doing?
I'm good. I just heard this rumor that I think is true about KJ that she's Asian.
Who knows? Maybe.
Well, if you think about it, it's probably true because her and her dad are part of the Chin family.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
I
Oh
got
god.
you.
But no. That's funny. Oh god. So
Wait,
what do you
did she do another sad fish?
did she do another one?
Yeah.
I don't know. She's live right now on Instagram. I had it on
No,
for a
she's
second.
incredible. I rely on guys like you and Radiant and B Haney and Charlotte and
Mhm.
Lil Radio because actually I only got into her because I was trying to figure out what was going on with Mika Stauffer. And when she like pulled up some court documents of an investigation, and then I joined her channel, but then it got weird and I left. But I didn't realize how narcissistic she was until like recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was after the
Yeah.
lawsuit when all of a sudden she was trying to feel sorry for herself.
I know that one video that she's done several of them really, but yeah. What yeah, the sad fish one from last night, that one and the apology video that she did like a month before that or something is those are wow.
I don't get
I
why
can't
she tells people to like not talk about her when she's become a story herself.
exactly. Yeah. I'm like,
And I said it before, like, I've seen people turn crime into tea, but she tried to turn tea into crime.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
it's blowing up in her face. Now, in her trying to embellish a story, she's become one.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. That's something that a lot of people notice about her from the beginning. Is just she doesn't just want to report the story. She wants to be the story. She wants to be a part of the story and
It's the
like a
narcissism.
polarizing figure of the
That's
story.
the narcissism in it.
Yeah.
She has
Yeah.
to be a part of something. Like when she's drinking and, popping the pills, or when she got like the collagen in her lips to look like the Aflac duck. It's those things
Okay.
where, like, you can just tell, like, that's not something that you would broadcast, like,
Yeah.
worldwide, but that just shows the lack of friends she has in her own circle.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, and it's something I've kind of felt bad for her about because I mean, if you don't have anyone close to you in your life for you to just say these stupid things to or share these things about yourself with, then you're going to be desperate to share them with anyone, really. And I think that's why so much of us on the internet end up hearing about it because she may not have anyone else,
No, she doesn't. Like, it's apparent to me, like, I've studied behavioral health since 93. Like, her entire world is inside of that house. And
Yeah.
the outlet is, YouTube and now
Yeah.
Instagram. But you can see, like, the immaturity and how she handles, her following on YouTube, on Instagram. Like, if she doesn't like what you're saying, then you're a troll, or harassing her, and those are all narcissistic traits. Like, it's all about them. They're self-centered. It's self-love. But at the same time, I don't even think a narcissist truly understands what love is, because
Well,
they're not satisfied, because they don't know what they want.
right, and also to really love someone, it's not self-serving. It's at least if you truly love someone, it's not self-serving. It's
I
not
would
supposed to
agree. If you truly love somebody, you want to give them all the love that you feel for them, and vice versa. It's not the opposite of, I'm going to drain you until you're nothing but bones.
be. Right? Yeah. What is that? I'm reminded of, I can't remember what it's called, but the passage or whatever in the Bible, like love is kind, love is whatever. I don't know how it goes, but yeah, that's really what love is.
Yeah.
It's never selfish, it's never boastful or prideful or whatever. And so, and it's like, I feel like that when it says love is never, really when you explain a narcissist, that's what a narcissist is. It's all those things that passage says, that love is never.
I usually think, like, narcissists, they usually hate everything that they really are.
Yeah.
In reality. And they project onto other people the things that they actually feel about themselves. I've never seen a happy narcissist. I don't think it exists, because if they were truly happy, you wouldn't key in on what's wrong with them and identify the narcissism.
Yeah. And see, I mean, I don't think I've really known that many like real narcissists in my life. And those that I maybe have known, I don't think I really knew well. Like I never grew up with narcissism in my family or anything like that. Like I know a lot of people have. So, but I just, from my experience, what I've taken away from narcissism is that they're always in search of something. Like they're never satisfied. They're always working something or someone or a situation. And they're just always like conniving or scheming, I guess would be a better word.
Well, no, I was in a 4-year relationship with a narcissist. That was the woman that had the autistic son. And that actually was what fueled my PTSD to the point where I became disabled, because she was never satisfied.
Yeah.
And I actually started working, like, I was a community activist, and then I worked a full-time job, and then I was teaching part-time, and then all of a sudden I became a full-time dad, because once she saw that I was committed to having a family, she dumped all the responsibility on me, because she never wanted it. And she kept her son in such a bubble that it stunted his growth, except physically. And because of that, like, he had no reference points to, understand challenges, like, when you're afraid to ride a bike or, doing something for the first time. He had none of that. And when I met them, he was 12.
Jeez. Yeah. Especially with autism, when you kind of just withhold their growth, there's, like you said, stunted. I mean, that's a huge impact on them,
Drawing his shower water, and I noticed that, and she had enabled him to the point where she was still treating him like he was like 6 years old.
Wow.
I had to teach him how to be more independent, and that actually caused a feud between me and her. So,
but did she want him dependent on her? I mean,
yes.
Why? I don't get that.
Well, see, he was her scapegoat.
Okay.
So she got out of doing a lot of things because she would say, because of his autism, it prevented her from going back to school or getting a good job or whatever. It would be able to blame him.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. He picked up on that. Like, he could tell, like, his mother didn't really care to be around him. And, autistic people, they're far from stupid. They think differently. Right. So the key is to understand how they receive information. Once you're able to, unlock that, door, then it just flows. The best idea to understand the progression of a person with autism would be to watch The Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
Watch that
Yeah.
from like start to finish. You'll see how rigid Sheldon was at first, and then gradually he got socialized. And it takes a lot of work. But my ex did not want to do any work with her son. And it almost killed me if I had stayed in any longer.
Yeah, that amazes me. I mean,
Well, Belinda Paul, I'm sorry.
oh, I'm sorry, Belinda. See, yeah, I mean, I try to be as empathetic as possible, but there's some areas I just know I'm extremely deficient in, just because I don't have any experience. And like narcissism, growing up with a narc is one area, and autism is another area, because I never even heard of autism until I was like in my 20s, like well into my 20s, probably close to 30. You know,
It
so,
has
I mean,
such a scary definition when I was a kid. It basically said like a person with autism had too many endorphins in their body, so it was like they were high on heroin all the time, which was what made them weak. Like this was what I was told as a kid. We had a kid with autism on our block, but his parents were weird, so we never even got to spend any time around him anyway.
Right. I wonder that, you know, now knowing what I know, looking back on a lot of kids and everything I grew up with, I wonder about, you know, and I wish that I had known more about it, because, I mean, I don't think I was like mean to these kids or whatever, but had I known more at that young of an age, then maybe I could have at least shown more compassion or something, you know, but.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you can't, you know, think like had I only known more. I mean, 20 years ago, PTSD was only thought of like only in the extreme manners when somebody went postal. And
Yeah.
PTSD is like autism, it's a spectrum. It can be mild, and in my case, it can be severe. And
Right.
you know, it's a mental illness, but it's not incurable. And the thing I like to tell people, you know, it took me a while to accept the fact that I had a mental illness. One of the things with PTSD is you constantly remind yourself, or you constantly tell yourself you're okay. And you block out the things that your body and your mind are actually telling you, because you want to compartmentalize, because you don't want to deal with trauma. So you're just saying, I'm okay. I'm okay. And you're really not. Usually when a person with PTSD says they're okay, they're not.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
I would imagine it's like trying to convince yourself of it, maybe too, at times, you know, like that now, like at that moment
you start believing it.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe at that moment, that's when you need to hear this the most, you know? So if that's the case, then you're kind of not starting from zero. You're not you're starting in the negative. So, I mean, that's what I would imagine.
2019 was when my condition really got bad, and the so-called people that cared about me were just watching me spiral. But my sister was the only one that cared enough to tell me. And when she told me, that was enough for me to say, you know, maybe I need something, you know, I need some more help than I'm getting. Because I had started getting to the point where paranoia had set in, sleep deprivation has set in.
Oh, yeah.
It was a thing where like all of the triggers from like my childhood and things that I did when my PTSD was active, that's when, you know, when you get triggered, all of those come in. So when I used to not be able to eat, like I turned off hunger pains to where I actually had to program my phone to remind me to eat. Even when I ate, I had no appetite.
Wow.
And, you know, the sleep deprivation, I might sleep for like at the most 2 hours straight, and then I'd have to wake up. And because of the PTSD, I would sleep on the couch because I always had to be prepared to jump up. And I was going through all of this at the same time. I had an administrative job at Community College of Philadelphia. I was still running a job development program for high-risk youth in the poverty area of West Philadelphia. And I was still trying to raise my ex's son.
Wow. Holy crap. Yeah, that's a lot on your plate at one time. I mean.
Yeah, so it took its toll.
Yeah. No
And
doubt.
at that point, like all the people that I have been friends with for like 15 and 20 years that I never really needed help from, but I always was there for them.
Hmm.
When I was actually reaching out for help, that's when they all just left.
Yeah, that's usually how it works, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, it sucks to say. I mean, but yeah, it's usually how it works.
I mean, I would have had more respect if they just said, "Look, this is more than what I can handle." You
Yeah, or like I can't right now, something, yeah. But did they like ghost you or something or
Yeah.
yeah,
And the ones that stayed around, I told them to just kick rocks because they were just making me feel worse.
worse, yeah. I don't mean to laugh, but I mean I can relate to that.
No, since I broke up with my ex, like that, I mean, the best way I could describe her is ungodly. That's the only way I can describe her. I
Now,
think I would
are you
date
still
AJ before I would date my ex.
are you still close with her son?
No, I had
No? Okay.
to sever all ties because
Right.
I realized that she was using him, to keep me in because like
Hmm.
he was a great kid. I love him. I
Right.
mean, he was weird as all hell, but I loved him, and we had fun. Like I was teaching him algebra and the things that his mom, who ironically has a bachelor's degree in special education, and
Hmm.
she used to dump things on him instead of her admitting that she didn't know how to teach him. She would just say he doesn't get it, and he would hear this and think he was stupid.
Oh, that's so. I mean, I don't know. It's for someone who has a degree in special education. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, I imagine it's for your average person or your average teacher. It may be a little more difficult and more challenging to teach someone with autism. But I mean, isn't that why people get degrees in special education so that they can better understand the issues that they'll be dealing with and how to better teach them? I mean,
I think she got that degree because she was told that by her mom that's what she wanted her to have.
oh,
And she didn't go to a good school. I mean, she definitely didn't go to a good school. And I don't really think she was that good of an academic student.
oh, really?
That's my personal opinion. I'm an academic snob. I paid the price to be one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I went to St. Joseph's University.
Oh, okay. No, that's in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, it's in Philadelphia.
Okay.
It was at one time ranked the number 8 school in the Northeast on that U.S. News and World Report thing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But her school was listed as one of it finished in the top 100 party schools. Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least they ranked somewhere. I mean, I think really when it comes to college, anyways, I think it's all what you take away from it. I mean, because I think a lot of people can go. I mean, you could go to online college. You can go to pretty much any community college, and you can end up with great grades. Or you can go to Harvard, and you can barely freaking pass. I mean,
Yeah.
I think grades and everything, and the consistency of grades can really determine, I think, what people are learning in college.
Yeah,
But
the one thing I used to explain to, my students was that on your resume, they're looking at the college you went to as much as they're looking at the jobs you work. And, I
yeah,
mean, especially since COVID-19 has hit, there's probably going to be, a paradigm shift and more online programs and Zoom tutorials and classes.
yeah,
But prior to COVID-19, online degrees did not carry the same weight as, the brick and mortar schools. I feel
yeah.
like I'm talking real nerd stuff right now. I'm wrecking my own hat.
Tifa asked. I think she's asking you.
Oh,
Is your ex using her degree?
no, Tifa, she's not using her degree. Let me see. The closest she ever came to using her degree, she taught at a pre-K. But I don't think she was an actual teacher.
Like a teacher's assistant or something?
Something like that. Like she was, I don't know, like for the hubris that, she painted herself out to be. And, I'm not going to make myself a victim here. I saw her through rose-colored glasses.
Hmm.
And I believe the stuff that she was saying because I wanted to. But in reality, oh, thanks, Violet. In reality, she was mediocre at best. And I've always had to work hard. I lost both my parents by the time I was 15.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry. It was meant to be. They gave me what I needed, and that's why I'm still around. But I've always had to work harder because I never had that safety net. There was never a person that if I failed, I could go back to and lick my wounds. I never had that. So I always had to operate as if, it's do or die. And because of that, narcissists don't like people like that.
Right, yeah. Because you're not like, I know, you're not hooked. You don't need them. You're not dependent. I mean, you can just get up and walk away at any time. And yeah,
Right.
they can't, it's useless to them. They can't use that.
I actually enjoy needy people.
Yeah.
Because then the needy people's going to give them all the attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like actually, my ex was the worst narcissist I ever met, but she wasn't the only one. My ex-wife was actually the first narcissist I connected with. Yeah, I had a thing going on, therapy. You start working through your problems, and then you realize you had a loser magnet somewhere inside your body.
Yeah.
But the one thing over my course of life is that in relationships, before you get what you want, you're going to get what you are.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah.
Changes in my life, I was getting the crap. But now I know who I am and I know exactly what I want in a wife. So I'd never have to cheat again. I'm either going to get the woman that I know I want, or I'm just going to do like, a monastery thing for the rest of my life.
After my ex-husband and I split up, I was like it was like early mid-30s, and I was like, I'm not going to bother looking anymore. I'm just not. If I find the one, then great. If I don't, well, I'm going to have one hell of a time looking. And yeah, it's freeing to have that attitude. To not, I don't know, to not just feel like you need that something.
Yeah, it does. It's actually a weird feeling for me. This is the first time in my life. I'll be 50 in August, but this is the first time in my life that I can make decisions and not have to consider anybody else.
Yes,
I've never done that before. It is such a surreal feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I just booked the trip to the Philippines, and it was weird. Like, wait, I don't have to check with anybody. I don't have to. Really? Oh, like I had never done anything like it before, and then it just totally like weirded me out. And then it was like I got giddy like a 6-year-old girl.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I bet going on vacation by yourself. I mean, doing everything you want to do, doing nothing if you want. I mean, going where you want.
I got to take my service dog with me because I don't travel much without her. Like, she keeps people at bay because she's a pit bull, but she's super.
Yeah.
But my PTSD is not where I'm afraid the world's going to come crashing down on me. It's more like everybody starts looking like the zombies in The Walking Dead. And so I'm going swinging. And so my reflexes have gotten to that point now. And so it's best for me to just, keep people at bay. I mean, ironically, the social distancing that we have to do, it works in my favor now.
Probably works in other people's favor too, considering that.
But you know that singer Joe Jackson from like the early 80s?
I don't know. Wait, you said center?
No, his name was Joe Jackson. He did that song Stepping Out. in the early 80s.
I don't know.
KJ looks like him.
Oh my God.
Nope. I forgot who called the Mr. Mackey the other night, but that was spot on.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, now that you say that, that's her father. Holy shit. I am. No, because she had someone shared somewhere a picture of her dad, and I it wasn't my proudest moment, but I might have like replied with a picture of remember in the magazines you see the thing like draw me or whatever to go to art schools, like the turtle.
Yeah.
Okay, I might have shared that.
The turtle dude and then the cubby bear. Yeah, I remember.
I might have shared the turtle. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, now that I hear Mr. Mackey, that would have been, I think, more appropriate.
Oh wow! No, but she keeps twisting her hair right out of her scalp.
Oh yeah,
like
she
needs to put socks on her hands like a baby because all she does is twist her hair. I mean, like that hairline, it was looking a lot further down on her forehead like a year and a half ago. Like I don't know what she's doing, and you know, Ty's not brushing it properly. I don't know.
I don't know. I see the other day she was doing something with her hair, and I thought, wow, her hair's like it's growing in now. You know, like it looks nice. Almost, you know, like about another inch or two, and it'll look really nice. I think, but I don't know.
You are the optimist when it comes to KJ. I give you that. But I really appreciate you. You know, you really did take the high road on that one.
What one?
Something or other.
Huh?
When KJ said EK something or other.
Oh, that video? Yeah. Well,
so
I mean,
that lady that did the fake phone call, that might be her only friend in person.
Well, since I've been watching her, she has talked about with real life friends. I'm addressing. She's talked about two people. But the other person, I guess, really isn't talking to her anymore or something.
You even said it. I checked out her Instagram real quick, and her hairline is looking bad. Her left side is going bald. Yeah, she's pulling it out.
Maybe she is again. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the court case did kind of take its toll on her.
What were you saying?
No, I was just saying that out of her real life friends that she's discussed, there's two of them that I'm aware of, and that girl Darcy that that I shared in the video there's one of them, and then there was another one she didn't have on the show. She only talked about, but I don't, from the sounds of it, I don't think the other one's like really talking to her anymore. But I don't know.
The other one that's in the basement.
Yeah.
I forgot which clip I was watching, and I heard that basement door creak shut, and I was like, and they're in the Midwest too.
But there's one video she did, I forget what it was, November or something. She was cleaning up her basement. She was just like frantic, like almost like manic, going all throughout it and everything. I gotta say though, if I was locked in a basement, I don't think I'd mind that basement too much. I don't know.
No, I mean she's got a sweet house. You can't take anything from the house.
Yeah.
I think they rent though. I can't see them affording a house like that.
Yeah, no, they don't rent. They own it. I know they did. I don't. So someone said that she signed the house and everything over the deed or whatever over into her dad's name, like when the lawsuit started. But I don't know if any of that's true. So
she can sign whatever over. They can still see it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, because like I mean, if you file bankruptcy and stuff like that, they ask you, have you signed over, transferred any property or any, anything, cars or whatever in like the past like 6 months or some shit like that,
Yeah, and if they see that you did and they can correlate it with, the lawsuit, they're going to grant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not one of those things where, she watched too much Law and Order. So wait, does anybody know when her husband's going on tour? I'd like to get a front row seat. Wait,
they don't play out in public.
Stop the steal?
What's that?
There. I thought he wanted to stop the steal. He was the opening act.
Yeah. No, they don't. To my knowledge, they've never once played out in public. I don't know.
They shouldn't play out in public. I mean,
I'm not going to argue with that.
she has a platform where he could, demonstrate his skills. And
I don't think he's not talented. Yeah, I definitely think he's talented.
I don't. I'm just saying, like, he could make videos and she could plug them, and they're not doing that. She actually took the opportunity where his record was coming out to make it about her getting death threats.
Well, see, I kind of wonder if maybe she did that to bring more attention to his album being released. Because I mean, I don't know.
The reason I'm saying, like, I think that's a narcissistic act because she could have made that about him, but she made it about her, and he was like the supporting piece to that.
Right.
Like the fear factor came in about her. Like, man, she's getting so much hate that they're calling her husband's job and throwing hate. Like, that's the role she was painting because she was sad fishing.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like there was another way if she was trying to get, him promoted. I mean, she's got a platform, so she can plug it.
Right. Well, I think that's why they came up with the narrative, maybe allegedly, that the calls came into the brewery or whatever, because that's the record label. So, I mean, they would have to, I feel like she would have to get a business or something to agree to this. And who else is going to agree to this unless they might see some profit or something, it might benefit them in some way. So since he owns the record label, if this could help sell records, then it could possibly benefit, the label as well.
What was the name?
I don't know.
Album? Stalag 17?
What's that?
Was an album called Stalag 17?
I have no idea what the album was called. Oh, shoot. I should know this too, I think. Let me search canning dicks. Oh, God.
Oh, wait. I've been holding this bowl talking to you. I'm like, did I smoke it already? No,
Okay.
What?
Oh, Independence to the Beast. That was the name of the album.
Wonder what the beast is.
Independence to the Beast. I can see Independence of the Beast or Independence from the Beast, but Independence to the Beast?
Is he describing his marriage?
Gross. Oh, God. That just strikes me as very strange. Independence to the Beast. I don't. It's strange.
Hey, Lil Red. Hey, Lil Red.
Hey, Lil Red.
Love your accent, honey.
Let me drop that again. Here. Hey, Claire Bear. Hey, Billy.
Lady
Truffle.
I totally agree with you because, how's he going to make her money? I've seen pimps advertise their whores, but, she's just, making him market himself, I guess.
Yeah. And I don't really understand her really approaching her demographic to begin with, because considering the kind of music and everything he creates, it's not really their scene. I mean, I don't know.
What is their scene?
Like, I don't know, but death metal would be one of the last scenes I would apply to her viewers. Just say it.
Yeah. I don't know. She, I find her disturbing. I don't know. It's not just narcissism. I don't know. Kind of reminds me of Munchausen's almost.
No, I know a lot of people said that.
It's just to the point, even when that thing where she was talking about committing suicide. It's like, how far are you to push this?
So you don't mean like by proxy. You mean like, because every time I hear Munchausen's, I always think by proxy. But yeah, that's by proxy is like
No, I just
separate.
mean like Munchausen, she's always telling a sad story to get as much sympathy as possible, but she'll grind the emotions. It's like causing that effect. Like she wouldn't like drown a baby, but she would make your emotions just from talking grind you to like
Right, yeah.
the same type of sorrow.
Yeah. So someone else kind of they suggested that too. They just described it a little differently, but yeah. Like she won't go out and create the issues, but she will definitely milk the issues.
Yeah.
Or maybe exaggerate the issues.
Well, just like she tried to make it seem like you were harassing her for years.
Yeah, it's amazing. And even still, first of all, okay, harassing, okay, whatever. I'll concede to the fact that that's subjective, so we'll just leave that one alone. I won't even argue that, but I'm not going to agree to it either. But yeah, for years, I mean, really, you can't. That's not subjective. Years is either years or it's not. And it's not years. It's not even a year.
But see, that's the pattern. So whenever it's something, especially if she feels it's something that she doesn't like or an attack against her, even if it's subjective, she's always going to embellish and exaggerate it because that's her reaction to everything. I mean, it's very childish. It made me think that she was an only child just because it's like you don't seem to understand sharing of any level.
Yeah. 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 It's like there's a complete lack of acceptance maybe and understanding that you have to accommodate those around you at times.
Exactly.
I mean, I know that this sounds like kind of corny or whatever, but there's a line from a movie, I think it was Blast from the Past or something, but where the main character is explaining what it means to be a gentleman. And he says that a gentleman is someone who goes out of his way to make sure that those around him are as comfortable as possible. And I think that's, I mean, I don't know if I would apply that just to being a gentleman. I think that that's just, being a decent person or whatever. But I think that that's a great trait to have. And those who don't have that trait, it's I don't know, it's bothersome. And that's a trait I don't think that she has.
But see, I think, and this is just from my experience, is that when these traits are not inherent, they need to be taught.
Right.
Problem comes in with that, at least in American society, we're programmed to feel shame when we don't naturally possess talents that are common among everybody else. So, like, if she doesn't naturally have empathy, she can learn empathy, but if it's never taught or if nobody ever paid attention to it, it just continues on to the way it is now. Speaking of narcissists, though, I told you about that police impersonator that was on Dr. Phil, Jeremy Dewitt. He is her male counterpart.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll check him out.
The way he explains, he's never been wrong. And everything that happens to him is a million times worse than anything else. Like, even Dr. Phil just kind of shook his head out.
Even Dr. Phil ran out of hope.
Like the way people have built channels off of KJ, people have built channels off of Jeremy Dewitt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this Dr. Phil episode, was it recent?
It was in I think it aired in February. Yeah, it was recent.
Okay.
Matter of fact, it's on Dr. Phil's channel. Oh,
okay. On his YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
I mean, the guy was terrible. He that Amber chick saw it. Yeah, it was. He is totally delusional. Like, I'll give you an idea. When he was 18, I guess he wanted to be a cop. He joined up with some branch of the Boy Scouts, and I think they're called the Frontiersmen or something. Or the Explorers. He ran out of gas. He went to a gas station, showed the ID for this Boy Scout thing, said he was a cop, and then said, can you give me gas? I left my police state credit card at home or whatever. They gave him the gas. He never came back to pay it. So a month later, he got arrested for impersonating a police officer.
Oh, wow.
And that started his life of impersonating a police officer.
Huh. Okay. All right. Yeah, I found. I'm going to share a link in the description, guys, to the first episode.
Little Red, y'all, I do not have a channel. I just like watching you guys.
Part 1. Okay, so this is part 1 of Dr. Phil's videos there on Dewitt for anyone who wants to check out.
You ever see somebody that just naturally looks stupid? It would be this guy.
Just looks like they don't have a clue.
Not even that he's clueless, just dumb. Like, whatever comes out of his mouth, he can't help it. It's just stupid. His eyes. I mean, he records everything like Nixon did in Watergate, but the police got a search warrant and confiscated all of his, like, videos and stuff. So you got him like committing wire fraud.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you record everything, you're recording yourself too. I mean,
they have him being extorted by this woman who threatened to tell his wife that they were having an affair, and he got punked. I can't. Yeah, you watch his videos. Like, the last time we had a snowstorm, I got into him, and it was a good day because I couldn't stop laughing. The excuses that he produces. Even when the cops showed him, they had him on video impersonating a police officer. He's like, "Well, no, that's not me." Like, "No, we looked at you." "No, that's not me. You can't tell it. They have on a helmet and glasses. Are you going to say that's you? You can't see that's me."
Was he Shaggy? No.
He was just in like that much denial. He's not normal. But they're worried because he rides his bike like a daredevil and he flashes his lights. He does funeral escorts, but he runs around like he's doing Secret Service for the president. Yeah, he might go away for like 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, Sharon Tate 666. The phone calls between Jeremy and his mom. His mom like got tired of bailing him out, and he was begging her for money, and then tried to threaten her, and she hung up on him. And then his brother got busted in one of those To Catch a Predator things, sting operations. And then Jeremy.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Does anyone know this Jacob in the chat here? I'm just wondering if it's someone just breaking balls or whatever, joking around, or if I have it like one of my first trolls.
I wasn't reading it.
In 1 hour, just one porn video was watching it. Yeah. Okay.
Men was so ASJ.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Camilla. I'll take care of it then.
Female domination and foot fetishes. Yeah, I'm not on that one. Unless he's talking about. I just had a visual.
Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I think I blocked him. I don't know. It's the first time I ever did that. I'm guessing I did it right.
Yes, Belinda Frank. Yes, Belinda. Thank you.
Oh, but the messages still come up. I can see them if I want. Okay. Interesting.
Your first hater? Yeah, I get used to them.
Cool. I tell you, it used to bother me. It used to like stress me out and everything. Like when I ended up with a target or whatever on my back, like from anti-vaxxers or whatever. But whatever. I think it's kind of funny now. Congrats on your first troll. Thank you, Mary.
Anti-vaxx.
The anti-vaccine community and Facebook.
You don't like seatbelts, so you're gonna like hate people that like seatbelts.
Well, see, here's the thing. There's different degrees, I think, of anti-vaxxers. I mean, there's people who just choose not to get vaccinated, which, you know, that's fine. You know, we all have that right. And I think everyone deserves that right to decide for themselves. But then there's those who are just against other people getting vaccinated. So they're very loud and vocal. They're activists, basically, against vaccinations. And then there's the abolitionists, the people who are not only against vaccines, but think that they should be abolished. They should be like outlawed. This, you know, it's crazy.
Okay, I can't think of abolitionists and not think about pre-Civil War.
I know, but that's what they call themselves. They call themselves abolitionists. So
wait,
I don't know.
so are anti-vaxxers also the pro-lifers?
Yes and no.
They alternate between protesting in front of Planned Parenthood and then like vaccination sites.
Well, there's some anti-vaxxers who are pro-life, but there's also some who are pro-choice too. But I noticed through the years that anti-vaxxers they try to like rope the pro-lifers into their side because they spin this narrative, this, you know, misinformation about how vaccines are made with aborted fetal parts, you know, and so that's a lot of pro-lifers end up kind of falling into the anti-vax camp because of that. So, but
like QAnon.
Yes, a lot of QAnons are anti-vaxxers or vice versa, whatever. I don't even know. I don't know what came first there. But
I have a cousin that fell into that garbage.
Yeah.
And she got mad because I told her she was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. Why you think Donald Trump was any type of messiah?
Yeah, there's
about sex trafficking.
There's a kid I kind of grew up with, and he's, for as long as I've known him, he's been, you know, I wouldn't say that maybe not a genius, but a very bright kid, you know. I think successful in the things he's done in life and everything. But for years now, he's lived in Florida, and I don't know if this is true, but someone once told me that because his profession has him out of the house a lot at night working. Okay, it's a respectable profession. I just don't want to give too much away. That's all. So his days, I guess, have been filled with YouTube for the most part, and a lot of pot. So
yeah, me and him probably buds.
So he's really, really loud and vocal. QAnon, like I think he even changed his name on Facebook to add the letter Q in there somewhere. I'm not sure, but oh, thank you for becoming a member, Angel Cake. But yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know how people get roped up into that. I don't get it.
Yeah. Todd Grande, that Dr. Grande, he's a behavior dude. I don't know if you've seen him on YouTube or not.
Yeah,
but he actually talked about the QAnon people, and he said they were just too lazy to check and see if what they were being fed was real or not. And that would explain my cousin.
I'm not so sure it's laziness per se, because if you could, because there's not many hoops that they wouldn't jump through to chase after a conspiracy theory. But yeah, when it comes to facts, they can't be bothered. I hear you, but I don't know if I would root that in laziness. I don't know. See, like what I noticed with the vaccine community, the anti-vax community, is I think a lot of these mothers, because I know I was one of these mothers. When I was a younger mother in my 20s, it was basically me, you know, which is I didn't have a whole lot of adult companionship or whatever. And it was, my life was just like, you know, working, my kid, you know, just not a whole lot going on. And definitely like no work or school that I could really, you know, feel proud of.
Right.
So I think a lot of these women, because I know I could have easily been one of them, just want like an identity, you know, somewhere a community, somewhere where they feel like they're making a difference, where they're heard, they're valued, appreciated, you know. So I think that's where a lot of the people in the anti-vax come from. But the whole QAnon thing, I don't get, because I don't know. I mean, because you're not really, maybe it is a sense of identity. I don't know.
No, it's a sense of belonging. I mean, they really much adopted a gang mentality, as we saw on January 6th.
Yeah, yes.
And
yeah, us for them, and yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Yeah, those are some lonely people, and despite the fact that they might have been married with children and they were people that had good jobs and good careers, like that emptiness inside, yeah, that's real. And
Yeah.
sometimes it gets to the point where it's painful. And when you find somebody that may not be able to ease your pain, but can relate to your pain, that's the consolation you're ready to grab. Like, okay, that's good enough. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to explain this to you. And then you just start feeding into everything that's going on because you think they understand me. And then you buy into what they're saying. Like, well, if they understand me, I must be understanding them too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Police Wife Life, thank you for becoming a member. Let's see. And Shaz, yes, it's true. One was the polio vaccine in the 50s, and the second, the fetal fibroblast. Yeah, used to grow vaccine viruses were obtained from elective termination of 2 pregnancies in the 60s. Actually, I think it was one in the 60s, one in the 70s. And one of the elective terminations was due to the mother having caught rubella while she was pregnant. So that there was going to be, or the child was severely deformed in the womb. That's why that one termination happened. The other one, I think I learned, but I don't remember now. But yeah, and even so, like they're still using the same line of cells from those two terminations, and like the line has been replicated so many times, so like there's none of the original DNA or anything left or anything like that. So like almost all the misinformation you hear from the anti-vax side about this is just just a bunch of bullshit, really. But yeah, it's true that they did originally harvest these cells from these 2 terminations to grow the vaccines in, basically. Because I mean, you needed like biological material to grow, because I think it's the way these vaccines are made or something. They have to they engineer the virus, and then they have to replicate it, and then yeah, I don't know. I learned all of this, but really this isn't my forte.
These are probably the same people that don't pay attention to all of the products that they put inside their bodies. And their
Right.
food, their hair care, their skin products,
Yeah. I get a kick out of the so many people in the anti-vax movement there, how they'll put all these posts up about how there's this in vaccines, there's that in vaccines, and then they have a picture of them like smoking a cigarette or something, or drinking a glass of wine, because I mean that's a carcinogen. I mean, if you want to get technical.
Speaking that wore leather. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they tried to come with some justification of this was previously before, and they were a gift, and it's all good.
I'm doing a science degree. I study this, and it freaked out the anti-vax students so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
don't
funny.
miss college.
What's that?
I said I don't miss college. I don't miss the
You
work.
don't miss college?
The friends I had in college, that was probably one of the happier times of my life. You were around other nerds, and it was okay to be a nerd.
I tried college when I was younger, but then I got pregnant. I've audited a few courses though since then, because like writing about vaccines or the anti-vax movement, I mean, it helps if you have like a basic understanding, and it'd been a long time since I was in high school, so.
What made you get into comedy?
I didn't know I was into comedy. I don't know. I mean, well, I think this is my personality. I mean, I never pursued comedy in any way besides just, I don't know, socializing.
Oh, so you're naturally witty like this. You didn't have to practice. That's great.
Oh no, I think I practice, but I mean, I practice just because that's the kind of, because I admire people who are like that. Like my sister, she's one of the funniest people I know, and I've always wanted to be more like that. So, but I mean, just for that reason alone, for no other reason really.
Yeah, I used to be like that. I mean, I actually got good at like the bantering, but it took
Mhm.
after years of not speaking at the right time or waiting too long to say something and looking stupid and embarrassing myself, But you get back on
Yeah,
and you start riding again, and then those people
yeah,
that saw you look real stupid, you're not with them anymore. So you're only with the people that see you when your skills are good.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. Um,
I used to
I
my nephews like, when they used to see that, I'm like, you see me now, but you didn't see me when I first started. And
mhm.
a lot of falling down.
Yeah. I would always remind myself because one of my teachers, like growing up, I remember said something to me that stuck with me, and she had said something along the lines where, like, wherever you are at any point in time, you'll never be like the worst person or the dumbest person there, but you won't be the smartest or the best or whatever.
Mhm.
So it's just comforting to think, no matter how bad I screw up, there's somebody probably somewhere near me somewhere who's screwing up or has screwed up worse. It
You
just
can spot that person in class. That was
yeah.
that would walk around seeing if anybody got a lower grade than they
Yeah,
did. Anybody else?
so long as you weren't bottom in class, you're all right. Yeah. It's kind of screwed up, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when it becomes the race. Like, look, yeah, I might have get bad, but look at his score.
Yeah. True.
Nothing like nerd
Yeah.
peer pressure.
But yeah, I mean, like you said though, like you're not around those people for long. So no matter how badly you embarrass yourself or make a fool out of yourself, in 10 minutes, no one else will be thinking about it, and you'll be around other new people.
Yeah, I didn't realize like, character building was over the course of your life. I just thought that was something like, grammar school, secondary school, and then all right, there's your character and there you go. But, when I look back on my life and I see things like, my nephew told me he got fired for something stupid and he could have took a demotion, but he decided, whatever. And I'm like, dude, when they made me like the captain of security at the mall, I was walking around with this swagger, and when I wasn't doing my job and they demoted me, I still had to walk in there.
Yeah.
I held my head up. Yeah, I was hurting inside. I wanted to cry. I didn't want to get out the bed, but I had to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after a while, you know, it kind of
Yeah.
sting wore off, and the first opportunity I had, I jumped out of that place. But like a lot of people don't have those stories to look back on to like see how far they've come.
True.
And
Yep.
that reminds me of somebody in Minnesota that has 2 dogs, a husband, and a son.
Yeah. That's always been my opinion of it too, because like I think that I'm not comfortable to go as far as to say narcissism, could be an issue here. I think it's mostly just a good sense of entitlement. And I think a lot of it comes from not being held accountable for things or not
But
being told no. And
a
I think
narcissist does have a sense of entitlement.
right, no doubt, no doubt. But like you were saying just now, like having to face a situation, go back and like humble yourself, basically. And
Mhm.
I mean that's great for the person to build character and everything. But I also think that that's great too, because that way you can empathize. It teaches you how to empathize and understand things, other situations that other people are going through at a time.
Yeah,
And
what I
so
noticed-
without feeling that yourself, you can't really, extend, understanding to other people in the same regard. So
that's why I was saying like things like empathy and compassion. If it's not inherent, it just needs to be
right,
taught.
right, yeah,
Like I know people that are ambidextrous because they injured their right hand, and then while their hand was healing, they had to learn how to write with their left hand. Wasn't natural, but they had to learn how. And emotions that aren't natural just need to be taught, and it needs to be developed.
yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to put that work in, especially with themselves.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because I know I like growing up, I can remember like I feel like I can remember the moment when like I developed empathy in life, where like before that I was just a spoiled, selfish, self-centered little brat, and then like like a year later or whatever, it's just suddenly it's like I cared. I don't know. It's like almost like overwhelming, when you start to like really care about other people or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I don't know with me if I don't think it was taught. I think maybe it just developed naturally because it was right around the age where they say empathy like develops in children and everything.
Mm-hmm.
For me, anyways. So I mean, I'm not even sure how you would teach that if it's not inherent. I mean,
No, it needs to be exposed. Like my ex's son, he didn't really understand empathy. He only understood when his feelings were hurt. But then
right.
when he understood, like he saw the process of when he hurt someone's feelings, and when he witnessed the effects that had, then he started seeing things differently and started considering the words that he, let out of his
Right.
mouth and the actions that he took. But prior to that, he would offend somebody or be mean to somebody. He would just get to talking to, you're not supposed to do that. But in his book, I'm not supposed to do what? Like, you're
Right,
not giving me the real lesson here. Once I understood that he wasn't receiving anything that they were trying to teach him, I just had to find out, like I said, how he received information. So I just used like the things around, the house or whatever to give him an idea. But then the one time he hurt my feelings, I actually explained to him, how bad I felt. And that made him feel bad. It made him think about it.
right,
it wasn't
yeah.
saying I'm sorry because that's what he's supposed to do when somebody says you hurt my feelings. Like, he felt bad. And he started seeing it, and then he had to understand, like, even though you apologize, I'm still hurt. And that got him thinking differently. I can't tell you what he's doing now, but at the time there, like, I was trying to instill that in him. And like I said, it's natural for most, and because it's natural for most people, it's assumed that everybody naturally
Right.
has it.
Right, yeah.
And that's how people get caught up in doing things. There's a guy, Gable Tosti in Australia, that he met a woman on Tinder that was from New Zealand. They hooked up. She was one of those nasty, vicious, violent drunks. He had enough of her, so he put her out on the balcony. She jumped over the ledge, fell 14 stories, and died. The first thing he did was call his attorney. His attorney wasn't home, so then he got dressed, went outside, went away from the crime scene, or the accident scene, I should say, went and got a slice of pizza, then called his dad. And then they went and got his attorney. Like, he had zero empathy. He did have autism. But, like...
Because of how he handled it, he looks guilty as hell, even if he isn't. I mean, that's...
He would have went to prison except for one thing. He audio recorded the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
It's on YouTube, the whole 3.5 hours. If it wasn't for that audio recording, he'd be in prison right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they were like, yeah, you can't go to prison just for being an insensitive jerk. Like,
right, yeah.
But in all fairness, I listened to the audio. Yeah, she was like violent, nasty drunk.
Well, I mean, she jumped. I'm not into victim shaming in any sense of the word, and even if she was a violent drunk, obviously she doesn't deserve to be killed, but she jumped. I mean, you can't blame that on anyone but her.
And what he said, 60 Minutes Australia interviewed him, and what he said was, I wasn't going to look over the ledge. That would have made me really look guilty. It was like, no, that's a knee-jerk reaction. I'm not going there. And they were just in shock how rational he was through this. Like, didn't you care? You were just with this woman. And he was like, yeah, but it just met her. Like, it was on Tinder. Like, and he had bragged about, like, having sex with so many women.
Okay.
So, yeah, but he had no sense of compassion or empathy. He was worried about himself, though, which is why he called his lawyer. He knew she was dead. That's what he said. 14 stories, there's no way she's walking up.
Right. I mean, yeah, I understand him calling his lawyer. I mean, I feel like 911 would be my first call and then maybe my lawyer, but I understand, calling the lawyer. I get that.
Okay, but what about the pizza?
Yeah, yeah, no. I mean, how were you even hungry at that point?
Well,
and
was
in your own
before
kitchen?
he put her on the balcony, he was trying to eat something, in all fairness. Before she jumped, he was trying to eat.
And he was still
well, I didn't want to make decisions on an empty stomach, so I knew if I ate something, I could think.
Oh my God.
I'm
Wow.
paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but
But
like
he's real lucky he had that recording and real lucky.
that's what his lawyer said. He said, like, if it wasn't for that, recording, but he made a practice of recording all of his sexual encounters. And it was like a means to protect himself. And like, this is like, 21st century dating, in the Tinder age.
Possibly. I guess it's good that it was only audio recording. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah, there is that. I remember in the 90s, NFL players used to have women sign like consent forms.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, man, they used to get hit hard.
Yeah, and then I remember hearing about how like a lot of athletes or whatever, pro athletes would end up taking the condoms with them when they left. Oh man.
I can tell you what though, I was unfaithful every time I was married, and I was unfaithful in all my relationships. But the reason was because of my PTSD. I needed emotional support that I never got, especially because my parents dying at such a young age.
Yeah.
But being a male, you can't say, "Hey, I need a hug." Like, you're not allowed to do that. So the
Yeah,
only way I could get that type of affection was by having sex. Like, that was the only way I could get away with like cuddling and spooning and holding. And so and I got all this through therapy. I don't want you to think like I knew this the whole time, but it was, that's what I'm saying. Like, now that I understand myself, I don't have to be unfaithful the next time I get into a committed relationship.
right. It's definitely something that you have to learn. I think, no matter what it is, whatever the need is, all of us just have to learn that we need to just sometimes ask for what it is we need. You just have to do it, and it's okay. It's okay to do that. I mean, allow yourself to do that.
Like, I had to encourage, like, because when I used to teach the high risk students, I used to encourage them, like, say how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
The barrier I ran up with that was they were like functional illiterate. So they lacked the ability to describe their feelings.
Yes. Yeah. When you don't know the words, that's very tough.
Prevented their emotional development. And the one thing I did learn about emotions, it's like, your physical and your mental, it has to develop. If you don't allow it to develop, you can have a very responsible person that can hold a 9 to 5 and pay all their bills and be a complete goofball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the play too much type person, because emotionally they never developed. And you can only develop emotionally when you have, the ability to see emotions and learn about your emotions. And most of the students that I taught, they were basically child soldiers living in a war zone. So they never got a chance for that. The only emotion that they were allowed to express was rage.
That's tough. I mean, it's sometimes. I mean, I think all of us, like especially in America or whatever, we go through life just thinking like we had a tough childhood, or we had tough experiences and stuff growing up, or if we grew up poor or whatever. But really, I mean, I don't know. It's just it's kind of eye opening just when you hear some of these stories, because you realize how freaking privileged at least that's what I think. I think how privileged I was.
One of the last classes that I taught, there was a boyfriend, girlfriend, 18, 19, and they just opted out of the foster care system because they got tired of getting the shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
They were determined to finish the course. They actually slept in a tent. And this was
Wow.
like, they only ate when they came into my program, because we always tried to, feed our kids, because they worked better when they have food in their system.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And too, I mean, you can do so much more, I think, with your day when you're not concerned about where your next meal is coming from. I mean,
yeah, no, absolutely. Like, when I was homeless as a teenager, that was, when you wake up, the first thing you think about is what are you going to eat? And then you spend all day thinking about where are you going to sleep at night.
yeah.
You can't sleep in the same place twice, because somebody might have watched you the night before and they're looking for you to come back.
Gosh.
Yeah, like I know it was. I wasn't the first person to go through this, and with the students that I worked with, I'm not going to be the last. Like the stories that they tell, fundamentally, they're like mine, but I kind of blocked out a lot of the vivid details, and they talk about it like they were watching, the Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Like they're like watching it happening elsewhere, you mean? Or
Yeah, they're completely detached from it.
yeah.
It's like they're just, describing what they're seeing on the TV.
Right.
And I can kind of relate to that because of my PTSD. I've had it since I was 8. But to see it in somebody else, I think is what shocked me. Because I had never
Yeah.
seen it before until I started working with these kids. And it was like I was looking in a mirror image. And it did get frightening at times.
I bet, yeah. I mean, it just the whole concept of growing up, especially those ages, of not having someplace where you can always go. I mean, like my mom passed away when I was like 28, I think, and my dad passed away like 10 years later. So, and it was like after my dad passed away, I felt like an orphan. I was like almost 40 years old, and here I am feeling like an orphan. And I've always had, home that I could go home to, and throughout my entire life. And I can't imagine what it's like to maybe go through my teenage years, my early 20s, when you first move out and you give things a try or whatever on your own, and, you screw up and you need to go back home. I can't imagine not having that. I can't.
Yeah, it's very taxing when you
Yeah.
feel like you've been walking a tightrope your whole life. And
Yeah.
you're not going to look down because there's no safety net.
Right.
And I think, the women I was dating or getting in relationships with, they would use that against me. And if I would say something like, something I saw like at a family gathering, the clapback would be, well, that's because you don't know what a family is, or that's because you've never had a family. And like, I don't need to have a family to know what weird looks like. My ex-wife's family, the one thing that I pointed out was like, I've never seen anybody in your family hug each other. Like, that was weird to me. And that's, I guess it offended her or whatever. But family's weird.
Crazy.
Hey, Real Entertainment News is here. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Real, what's up?
Losing a parent is hard no matter what age. Oh, parent. There's a typo there.
Yeah,
You're
right.
You're absolutely right. That's something you can never get over.
Good night, Violet. Thanks for being here.
Bye, Violet.
Yeah, I lost my first parent at 28, and that was incredibly hard. And I remember thinking, at least because my mom, when she first had cancer, I was, I think, like 12 years old. So when she had surgery and chemo, and when she lived until I was 28. So, but when she died, though, I remember thinking, at least I didn't lose her then when I was 12, when she first got it. At least there's that. And so I can't imagine losing a parent young at those ages or whatever. I mean, it's hard at any age, but I'm thankful that I had my mom for the 28 years.
Yeah, my dad, he was a Marine in Vietnam. He had shell shock. He was going when I was 6. My mom got diagnosed with brain cancer when I was 5. She spent a year in the hospital. They gave her 6 months to live, but she lived 10 more years. And I just think she lived long enough to give me enough core values that I could survive. Because when she died, I was just done with everybody. I bet. A caretaker by the time I was 10 years old. Like, I had to know all her medications, what time she had to take them, I knew social security number, blood type, her doctor. I had all of that memorized. And when I was 8, she had a seizure, and I had never seen that before. So of course it scared the tar out of me.
Oh yeah.
Nobody ever explained to me what it was. And as a result,
Did you, right?
No, that was morning. It's morning in the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I made some friends. So I would be afraid to go to sleep because I didn't want to wake up and she was dead. or if she was driving in the car, I didn't know if she was going to have a seizure. Like, those were the things that kept me like hyper vigilant. And then by the time I was 12, everybody left.
Wow.
So yeah, I dropped out in the 7th grade like twice. When she died was when I was going back to school, and then I stayed for the following year, and then I just left again. And I just needed to clear my head, so I joined the Army. Then after I finished that, I still kind of like dragged my feet for a while, trying to figure out what I needed to do. And then I eventually did get into school. And then once I got into school, that's when I like caught fire, and I became a sociologist. And I started working with kids because I got robbed of my childhood. So my goal was to help other kids kind of have at least some part of their childhood.
Aw, Shaz, I'm sorry. And Angel, Shaz lost her first parent at 7, second and third before Angel lost my mom. Was it 8 years ago? I was 45.
Angel.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Yeah, you never get over it. You just kind of learn how to live with it.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of adapt to it, but I've gotten better. It's been like decades since my mom passed, but some days it'll just slap me in the back of my head like she used to, and I'll just like tears will just burst out of my eyes, and
Yeah.
yeah. Before I acknowledged I had like really bad PTSD, when it would happen, I'd be like, "Oh, that's my allergies, man. Must be pollen around." What's going on? And my mind.
You're right.
You're like, I never was allowed to grieve for anybody that I lost. I was always supposed to be the support for everybody else.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's tough at any age, but yeah, especially at a young age like that. I mean, you must have felt like you had like your mom's life almost was like in your hands, I mean,
yeah, it was. And sometimes I didn't know what to do. I wasn't a doctor,
right? Yeah.
I did the best I could. And then sometimes the adults would come around the house and they yell at me because there were dirty dishes in the house or the house was unkempt. But like, I actually had to go out in the streets to make money so I could buy the medication so my mom could live. And nobody cared about that. But I don't like, all of that made me the person that I am now. Like, all of that built me. It gave me integrity. It made me a strong person. That's why I don't understand this whole concept of sad fishing.
Yeah, exactly.
If you just want to be sad,
right?
You can't get past it if you just want to live in it.
When she like tells these lies and everything, and she makes it sound like I'm doing all these horrible things to her, and basically she, like what I said in my video, she wants to look like my victim. I don't understand why anyone wants to look like a victim. Now, I'm not saying that there's any shame in being a victim, but why do you strive for that?
If you want to look like a victim, then you're a fraud.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. I mean, that's like, pretending to be pregnant.
Yeah.
It's a fraud.
Yeah.
And, no matter how much you want it, if you're not, you're not. And no matter how much she wants to be a victim, she's not.
Right. But I mean, pregnant, a lot of people want to be pregnant. That's understandable. And again, there's no shame in being a victim. But why would you want to be a victim? Why is that something you want to have applied to you? That's what I don't get.
It's a guaranteed way to get attention. And she talked about her life being, I have this beautiful house you want to see, and giving tours. She wouldn't have followers. But when she starts, milking the sad wagon, well, then she's going to see other people that, relate to the emotions she's describing. And then now she's got friends.
I don't know.
But if she could get away with just being like, a comedy T channel, that's what she'd do. But she's doing what she sees gives her the biggest revenue.
Okay, all right. So why not though come at it from a different angle? Why not, instead of playing the role of the victim, why not play the role of the victor, of the one who overcame these hardships, these challenges, the one who would be the hero of your own story, even,
Well,
or
no,
the
she
heroine,
was
whatever.
the hero of her story. Remember when that guy wrote that song about her? She had to walk 4 blocks in the snow in high heels. She was a victor. She made it home.
And a skirt. Yeah, she was wearing a skirt too. Don't forget about that. Although someone in my comments section under that video pointed out how Minnesota didn't get any snow that month, really. They had like 2 snowfalls, and one of them, like they had 12 inches of snow total. And one of the snow, or like 7 or 8 inches of it or something came on one snowfall. And that fell on a Wednesday.
All right, Katie, you already got a response to that. I didn't say where it happened.
Well, that's the thing. The person who left this comment said that this was the case for Minneapolis and St. Paul, and like the areas around the Twin Cities there. So it was pretty much, I guess, like the whole state or whatever had like 9 inches or 12 inches of snow fall for something total, whatever.
Well, no, see, that didn't happen. Otherwise, her story's not true.
Right, I know. Yeah, I know.
And she wouldn't fabricate. She's a
No,
journalist, journalistic integrity. And who would know a story about KJ better than her? I mean, she knows the story better than the guy that wrote the song about it. And she'll sue him if he says that it's not true what she says.
Oh my God. Hey, Claire, what's up? Yeah, I remember that comment. Though I think the comment ended with some smart ass remark to something like, that's my favorite part of the internet. It's the archives or something, or information archives, or I forget what it was. I was like, oh shit.
I just remember when you broke down the song, and I'm like, it doesn't seem to connect to what she's described in her story.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm thinking she kind of pulled that one out of her butt on the fly.
Oh yeah. And also too, I mean, the reason why she says that the story was about her, okay, I'm willing to bet him being a musician, or the band, anyone in the band, the whole band, will just apply it to. I'm willing to bet that pretty much after every show, almost, that when they go to leave, there's at least a couple of girls hanging around, or a couple of fans, we'll say, not even necessarily female. So I bet that right there off the bat that this is not an original story, or it's not a rare event. And I bet that some of them are girls. I bet that they end up talking, and I bet that maybe they've even given a ride home to people at times.
My interpretation of her story is she went in the van, maybe took off a couple of articles of clothing. They said, get the hell out. Drove off. And then she was crying, and then Todd came up and said, what's wrong? Hey, look, and that's, in my opinion, IMO,
Well, yeah. I imagine how the dude's girlfriend felt, though, when she started hitting on him. Wait,
well, she had more hair back then, so she might have had a whole different look.
Okay. Another, the song lyrics or whatever, the lyrics address someone named Katie. Okay. Well, I mean, maybe if her name was something more rare, like, I don't even know. I can't even think of a rare name off the top of my head. Just, I don't know. Anything, really. Anything but Katie. I mean, that's not a rare name. I was almost named Katie, and it was at the last minute. My dad said, hey, how about Aaron? And I got Aaron. So
yeah, she copyrighted Katie, so.
Well, technically, I guess my parents were going to name me Kathleen and call me Katie. So, whatever. I like Aaron.
What was written about her? See, that's narcissism.
True. Very true.
I knew there was one person, no matter what you said, they always translated it differently. in real time. What you said, it was, yeah, they stress me. I can't talk to those people.
My mom
You
is
think
getting
Todd
me,
really
Melissa.
sleeps in the basement?
Huh?
You think Todd really sleeps in the basement?
I don't know.
I don't think they share a bed.
I don't think so. Maybe when I don't. What I don't know. I find it weird though. How she says that one of them stays with their kid or whatever to fall asleep every night. I find that weird. Like when I was, I think I never wanted to sleep in bed with someone else when I was that age, when I was a kid. But if I had a bad dream or something, yeah, but that's about it. I named all my kids Katie.
No, I think, it's probably always been that way. Because I know he has a G tube, so he was probably, physically, medically fragile as well. So they kept vigilant, and it just kind of morphed into the dysfunction we see now.
She had said that I get the impression that it wasn't a normal thing or whatever until he ended up in the hospital last year. That ever since then, I mean, I get the trauma brought it on. I get that, and I'm just surprised that the kid allows it, though. That's what I find surprising.
The way she talks about her son, I just don't sense any type of maternal connection. Like, she reminds me of my ex when my ex talks about her kid. It's like she's talking about a student in her class, not like her one and only child.
Yeah, maybe.
The light up in the face or the glimmer when you're laughing about a silly story. Like, I get none of that. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you express love in Minnesota. I've never been there.
I know, and you're not the only person to say this, and I get what people are saying. I mean, and it's not that I don't see it too. I just, like, when I first was like introduced to Katie, and I upon meeting her, I read like a lot of her writings, and I mean, if you haven't read her earlier writings about, I mean, when she talked about, basically her life being a mother, and back then it was still kind of fresh in her mind what she went through with her son and everything. I think that if people were to read that, they might be able to understand more about why she comes across that way. I don't think that it's because she doesn't feel anything for her son or whatever. I think it's kind of the opposite. I think that what she went through just really kind of scarred her, and that maybe it's a defense mechanism, a way to protect yourself or something. I don't know, but I think that that's a large part of it. But again, I'm no expert by any means. It's just my opinion,
Yeah,
maybe it's my bias. I don't know.
I mean, I get, the emotional trauma from, almost losing your child.
Right.
I did lose a daughter back in 2015. That's when my PTSD kind of plateaued. But when I talk about my daughter, I still feel like I don't sense that. When I just don't feel she's connected. I mean, I've worked in the family court system as a social service advocate with the public defender's office. I've dealt with families with kids from infancy at birth to 22 years of age. I've seen all the different types of dynamics. And I mean, I've seen foster parents talk about a foster kid with more, care than the way she talks. It's just so monotone. It just shows I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a lack of sensitivity. And I'm not saying she's a bad mom.
Right.
I don't think anybody should have ever called child services on her. Whoever did that was,
Right.
child. But then, of course, she took and monetized that incident.
Right.
And used that to further sad fish. So, I mean, who's to say she didn't dox herself?
Well, it's funny you say that, because there was a situation that happened in the subreddit sometime last year. So there was a post made where it was a meme, or it was a picture of her neighbors, and with the neighbor's name an address and phone number or something. And the Reddit post said, this is who's been my neighbors or whatever. This is their names, go at them. They're the ones making my life hell or some shit like that. And I guess that these were the same neighbors where she had the whole altercation about the gay pride flag, allegedly. But here's the thing. She says that somebody else did that to kind of get her in trouble with her neighbors to, make it look like she did. I don't know, some shit. But she has more than one neighbor. So if it was a troll or whatever, how did they know which neighbors to put in the picture, to name, to address? Only someone who knew.
It's that one. Sounds like B. Arthur from the Golden Girls.
What?
That might have been the one that doxed her. Her friend that made the phony phone call.
Darcy. Okay, yeah.
Cigarette voice.
I got the user, the Reddit username. Because of course the account's deleted or whatever, but it was potential ice for you, I think. And I have a screenshot of it somewhere, but it's potential ice. That part I remember.
One thing about NPD, that's one emotional mental disorder that develops later in life. I mean, you might not get it until you're 25.
What's that?
Narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. So, I mean, she might have been normal through college and then at some point in her 20s, coming home from a rap concert. It's possible. That's
maybe something happened to her on that walk home.
Long 4 blocks in those heels. Well, I wonder how her makeup looked that night. No, I don't want to say it. All the neighbors, they hate her. Kamala, I think you're probably right. Part of me thinks she doesn't really come out of her house, and her neighbors might not even know she does this.
Okay, wait a minute. Shit, where did I put it? Damn it. I gotta remember where it is.
That you got the restraining order from her neighbor?
No. There's screenshots of a conversation between her neighbor. What the hell is this? What's this nonsense? Between her neighbor and I guess you could say someone from like the Katie community or whatever, or the anti-Katie community, whatever. There we go. Okay. It looks like they reached out to, I guess, one of us, you could say. I hate to say us, though. I don't know. But what the hell? Why didn't they load? Freaking hell. What? Oh my God. I freaking hate using Chrome. I swear to God. I'm gonna grab it from Safari.
Yeah, I'm a MacBook dude.
But Safari's been pissing me off too lately because every time I go to search, it doesn't even give me Google. It gives me Bing. Are you kidding me? The hell do I want Bing?
Yeah, I noticed that, but then I just smoke weed and then I don't care. There's bigger crisis going on.
It gives me Bing. Like who does anyone really use Bing? Like seriously.
Dang, wow. Wasn't that back when like Alta Vista and Netscape and
Netscape.
Shit, it's like college days.
There it is. Okay, here now I have to bring it over to Google Chrome so I can share screen. Okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. I posted him to Imager. Okay. Dude, these aren't mine though. These aren't my screenshots. I think I grabbed them. I found them on I'm effing Rakin's Twitter. I think somewhere from I'm effing Rakin. I know that's who I got it from, anyways.
I'm effing Rakin.
That's coming through, right? Oh wait, let me make that bigger. There we go. Yeah, that's a Twitter account. Someone like one of the OGs of the anti-Katie community.
Her damn problem. Then she seems unhinged. I'm not sure. We all go to work, play at the park.
Yeah, the blue is the Katie person, the Katie community person. The gray is the neighbor.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Dramatic accusations. We are not bad people. My families and our community do have concerns with activities.
I'm going to read these out loud so other people
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, if you want to read it, go ahead. But just
I'm too high. I'll slur and I'll start laughing.
People in the chat usually ask me to read. Or has asked that they be read, I should say. But so the Katie person, wow, that's her damn problem. Or what's her damn problem then? She seems unhinged. Neighbor, I'm not sure. We all go to work, play at the park, chat with our neighbors, and so on and so forth. Nothing illegal or dramatic. The accusations and misconceptions need to stop. We are not bad people. Many families in our community do have concerns with the activities or hobbies that the Paulsons engage in, but we don't cause problems with each other. From my understanding, they practice witchcraft or some kind of Norse mythology, to each their own, but drumming, sacrifices, and chants bring fear to our children. Our children do not understand this practice, and it scares them when they see someone in the yard wearing a hood and doing these things. We don't know how to address our concerns because, frankly, it scares us too, and they are not the most friendly people. Other than that, we don't have problems with the Paulsons, and they keep to themselves. I found you by searching her name, and I'm sorry if I'm putting you on the spot. We are upset by her allegations yesterday and wanted to clear them up. I'm thankful for your help. I can't find her on Facebook anymore, but Mr. Paulson is there. His profile likes it might give you a better idea of our concerns with their practices than the Katie person. Yikes, I had a feeling her and or her husband were into paganism or whatever. How frightening for your kids. I'd pack my shit and leave if I saw that and didn't know what was going on, LOL. I don't do Facebook to know what her husband's stuff is like. Do you have a screenshot? The neighbor. No, but I might be able to get a video. I'll look. The Katie person. All right. Can I share our conversation? And then there's, like screenshots or a video or whatever of his likes. Then the neighbor says, that's okay, but please don't post my name. Our community is small. She might know which home is ours. Then the Katie person. No worries. I'll just save screenshots of your video. I feel bad for her little boy. Do you watch her YouTube videos? He's constantly screaming in the background. The neighbor. I heard she did something online, but don't follow it. I see Mr. Paulson with their son, but rarely her. Sometimes in the car, but that's it. I assumed she was gone a lot. I'm sorry. I read these out of order. This is the first screenshot. My bad. The neighbor says, hello. It was brought to my attention by a fellow neighbor that a woman in our neighborhood made allegations that are disconcerting. I noticed you have a handful of posts that mimic the behavior that was brought to our attention yesterday afternoon. Do you know of anyone, or are you someone, that is willing to address misconceptions about the Paulson family? The Katie person says, are you talking about Katie Joy? The neighbor, yes, sir, /ma'am. The Katie person says, I'll help if it's within reason. I'm not a fan of hers at all, and I definitely caught her in several lies. However, I don't want to talk badly about her child. Mind telling me what this is about? I'm confused. The neighbor says, I'm sorry. No, it's not about her child. For the sake of my family, my neighbors, and most importantly, the children in the neighborhood, I want to keep my anonymity. Is that okay? That's fine. The neighbor. The screen recording my neighbor shared of Mrs. Paulson made allegations that our community has targeted the Paulson family since they moved in. The Paulson family was one of the first families to purchase a house they lived here before most of us. Our interactions have been minimal with the Paulsons, and they do not acknowledge anyone from our community in passing. They don't come across as approachable or friendly, to be frank. Further, apart from the occasional political sign in a front yard, we do not get into political spats. We respect each other's views. 2, nobody in our community has caused damage to the Paulson home, property, or personal belongings. We are not destructive, and I'm not sure why that is brought up. 3, nobody has targeted the Paulsons about a flag. Accusations of a hate crime will cause problems. 4, the dogs at the Paulson home are always obnoxious, but we all have dogs. So, yep, that's those. a conversation with the neighbor, apparently.
So wait. She's in the witchcraft? Witchcraft? Was he
Well, it's from the way I understand it. It's
I don't believe that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because she should have come up with a hair potion by now. And the hair is losing.
Yeah.
She should be coming up with all kind of. She's paying for collagen. She should be able to make her own lips swell up. Was that really collagen, or maybe Todd slapped her in his sleep?
Oh God, I'm gonna go with it was collagen or something along that lines. I don't know. I feel like if one of them were to get slapped in their sleep, it wouldn't be Katie.
Man, she'd be doing the slapping.
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know what it must be like to be that emasculated in front of the entire world. It's got to be a humbling sensation that I don't want to ever experience.
See, I don't know if it's, I don't know. See, I'm female, but even I would feel emasculated, if that makes sense. I don't know. That would bother me. I wouldn't want to.
Remember when he got warned DX Beast Boy that he better be respectful. And he just really seemed like,
what was he going to do, even if he wasn't? I mean, come on now.
But that was my point. Like, you actually look like that dude that became a meme when his daughter was getting harassed, and he was like, "You done goofed," and he made himself look more dumb, I guess, for lack of a better word. Yeah.
I feel like too, if you're that confrontational over a live stream, then I think it's because you're making a spectacle of yourself because you feel safe to do so because it's over a live stream.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
You can be tough over some, YouTube muscles.
Exactly. That's how I don't know.
But I'm sure KJ, she's proud of her boys, and I'm sure they're proud, and that means she has proud boys. And
oh man,
I still want to know where he was on January 6th. They've been racking him up in Minnesota. Somebody's going to show up with his picture.
That's funny. Oh God. That video I showed parts of where her friend came on there to basically, I guess, vouch for her not being a racist. Oh God. Actually, we can watch that. We can watch that. We can watch that. Yeah. Wait, I'm on Chrome, right? Yeah. Where do I have it?
I'm just trying to envision that phone call. Can you come on my show and tell people I'm not a racist? I'll pay you for the day anyway.
Oh God. And even if you were going to enlist one of your white friends to do it, I feel like another suburban middle-aged white woman is just not the one you want to.
Wait. Are you saying that the friend that she had to corroborate that she wasn't a racist was not a person of color?
Correct. Yep. That would be it.
So if you don't believe Donald Trump, just listen to Mike Pence. Okay. It works. Okay. She couldn't find anyone.
I know, right? Yeah. And there's one video I put on my channel, like, I don't know, it was a while ago, like almost a year ago when I first started the channel, where she's talking about
everybody wants to see
appropriation. She's talking about appropriation, and she made I forget what it was. She made a comment. It was something to do with the Kardashians or whatever. And she says, and I feel like I can say this, or she's trying to excuse why she's saying it. And she says, I had plenty of black. I mean, friends who are people of color or something. I forget how she worded it, but that's what she said. But then when she and her son's teacher are trying to explain, Martin Luther King Jr. Day to her son and everything, and, the fact that he was black and the, races and everything, the only example she can think of a black person to point out to her son was an ex-nurse of theirs. It wasn't one of her many friends. I found that interesting.
Was that the nurse's name? Bertha?
No, I don't remember the nurse's name.
Miss Mabel? So his only exposure to a person of color was a person in uniform.
Yeah, the help, basically.
Yeah,
Yep, that's right.
And apparently they don't speak anymore because KJ could have live streamed her in.
Yep, true.
But no, she said she likes Nate the lawyer. He is of color.
Okay.
So, I mean, can that count as one? I don't know. It's like that free square you get in bingo. Nate the lawyer would be.
Everyone gets one. I don't know. I mean, and I don't want to sound too harsh about this because I grew up in a predominantly white area, so it's not like I have like just tons of friends who are black or really any other race, I guess, that not white. So I get that. I don't want to give her shit for that or whatever, but just at least acknowledge that you are lacking this in your life. I acknowledge what I'm lacking in my life, and I acknowledge this.
And
I'm not going to then go out of my way and say, "Oh, but I know plenty of," it's.
No, you'd be asking questions, and you would explain like, "Yeah, I am naive to this. I am ignorant to this. I grew up in an all-white area. Like I went to an all-white school. I'm trying to learn." But she has to always be a subject matter expert.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine how great her school was. It must not have been a party school.
I want to say she went to like Minnesota State or whatever. I don't know. I forget.
That was a school from Coach. That's not a real school.
Minnesota State or the State University. I don't know. It's Minnesota. I think was in the name.
It might have been like University of Minnesota Duluth.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. What, Minnesota State's not a school, really?
No, that was
okay. All right, I'm going to start this because some of it is like really funny. They get into the whole flag gate or whatever. I guess you could call it.
Oh, with the pride flag.
Yep.
Let's take a look.
Hey, baby doll.
Hi, this is my friend Darcy. She knows me in real life.
I can see the pain in your eyes right now, and I'm sorry. I'm really, really, really sorry because that is not who you guys are at all. And if people only you can do things through any social media, but when you are with somebody, that person, the type of people that you and Todd are. There is not 1 ounce of racism in your body. There is not 1 ounce of racism in Todd's body. One of the reasons why I think we connect, on other many terms as well. But I'm just really sad. This shit is scary. At the end of the day, like you said earlier, you don't get to, make false accusations, and then all of a sudden people are at your door and you have a little child and you are taking care of that child and you're protecting your home and your family. And yes, your gay pride, flag got stolen. I remember that.
Big.
Yes. And you are not, because one of your besties is, gay.
Yep.
And going over and having Noki, and remember when you were telling me about that when you guys went and had you made Noki together?
Oh,
yes. Oh, see,
and
I got confused. That was a long time ago, but I was like, I think I remember that. But now that you said it, I remember now. But my heart just breaks for you guys. This is just so not cool. Oh, I'm sorry. Got it mixed up. I'm getting a lot of things mixed up. Don't worry. No. Well, Katie, I guess it wasn't a good thing for me to come on because you got
So wait.
That's all right. I'm sorry. I just remember I was making a video for a video, so I took out a lot of what she said. I took out most of what Katie said in this
I have
video.
a question. There's a unit of measurement for racism.
Yeah, I guess.
There's not an ounce in her body. There's not an ounce in Todd's body. Like, how can that be measured?
I don't know. That's a good point.
You're pregnant. Either you are or you're not. And you should be able to explain if you are or not.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how are you just like a little racist? You know, a racist in one area. You know,
But, you know, I didn't go to Minnesota State. Hey, you know what? If she did go there, that would explain why she knows everything.
Oh God! All right, I think that video is still up on her Instagram actually. So I'm sorry, I totally forgot that I kind of edited it because I was making a video for a video, so I didn't need to hear her voice in it. I just needed it for Darcy. So there we go. All right, now I got it. My bad. I screwed up, people.
You know, it's live.
Okay. And I want Instagram. There we go. All right, now this will be the full video.
My normal content today, just trying to do my thing, and I'm getting blown up that we are somehow racists, which is not true. And then somebody sends me a clip of a video where basically this woman is accusing my husband of signing a record deal with a company or with a record label that has white supremacy ties. And the title is Mr. Cristobal signed a deal with the devil. The disgusting truth sure seems crazy, which is false. My husband did not sign with a record label that had white supremacists on it. They were not active with that label when this specific band was signed. And as soon as my husband's band found out that they signed a band that had ties to white nationalism, they terminated their contract. They took a financial loss. They owed the label 2 more albums, but instead pulled everything and wanted nothing to do with this label, publicly denounced the label, and found a label that has 0 ties at all to white supremacy. The facts are, when he was signed with that label, like more than a decade ago, they didn't have anyone of the sort on their label at all. So he wasn't like actively engaging.
Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the chat here. SC Johnson, I think. SC Johnson asked if you had a channel. Someone.
No, I don't. Sorry. I'm just one of the fans that she graced me with the opportunity.
Okay.
Engaging with this. And we would never. So here's the video. And then this is the ridiculous thing, is the pinned comment is the worst. This account loves to accuse me, but this pinned comment is ridiculous. It says, oh, there's an interesting event. One time they closed their Twitter account and a German ultra-national white supremacist snatched it up and used it to troll her. Apparently the Paulsons had been trying to join this group and something went bad between them. And the Paulsons, so he got revenge. Anyways, there are people who know more about the situation than me, so maybe they can leave a comment and clarify anything I missed. That's false. We have never had any ties at all with any white supremacists, period. We would never. My Twitter, I changed my Twitter handle.
I know, right?
And then somebody took over my Twitter handle I don't even know if they were a white supremacist or if they were trying to pretend to pin that on me, but that was not my Twitter handle. They took over the Twitter handle. I don't know who those people were, and I had no ties to them, period.
Some of the creative journalists you are.
I'm not done, Ms.
What's that?
I said some investigative journalist she is. She can't even find out who hacked her Twitter.
I know.
But you can tell me what Mika Stauffer's doing, all right? Whatever happened to her? Didn't she have like a makeup channel?
Micah, I don't think it was makeup. I think she was basically like, one of the family bloggers who did like a lot of like do it yourself maybe kind of shit. I honestly, I never even heard of her before, Katie, to be honest. So
Yeah, she
I don't know.
shipped her kid back to China or something.
Well, she rehomed her adopted son, which I mean, I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about this, and I understand it, and I'm not saying anyone's right or wrong, but I just think maybe
Oh no, I
think
agree. If he was not going to be happy in that household, it would have created this depression. So I agree with that, but
exactly,
she made a cash cow. And everybody tuned in to see, the adjustment for, I can't remember his name. It doesn't matter now. I'm sure they changed.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
But it was how cold she was about it. Like, I think if she had like announced like the problems that they were having instead of everything's fine, and then all of a sudden he's gone from everything, and then you don't talk about it for like weeks or months at a time. That's when that's where you look guilty.
Right. And exactly. I think she definitely went about it wrong, but honestly, I don't know the right way really to go about something like that. So, I mean,
that's why I think family blog channels, it's a very delicate thing,
Right.
Child labor laws are being exploited left and right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my kids are all grown now, but if I had little kids or whatever running around, I mean, I would never even, hell no. That's just me though. I understand other people feel differently. I get that. Just me personally, there's no way in hell.
Yeah, I'd agree. But I guess because we're Gen Xers, we might
be
and millennials, they think differently. And the Gen Zs, they try to think, and we'll see how it goes for the generation.
We'll wait and see. All
right. Be determined.
But
she was talking about
this video. She
I keep forgetting I'm muted. Yeah, she's gonna bring her friend down in a minute.
She states that, we knew this and that's not true. And all she had to do was do some research and she would have seen that we publicly. Yes, Darcy knows us personally. She will tell you that we are not at all racist. So I'm just clearing this up right now because, yeah, well, that video was made in December, on December 2nd, but then I guess someone made another video yesterday. And it's insane. I don't care about 90% of the rumors that are started about me, but that's a rumor that can literally get you killed. Like in this climate, if you accuse someone of being a racist or being a white supremacist, you can have people end up at your house with guns.
Only if you are.
We do not want it.
Who the hell's going to show up at your house with guns because you're a racist? Who? Maybe people who are affected by your racism. So your excuse for not wanting to be called a racist is because you think people of other races are going to come and kill you for it. Do you not get that? Do you not get what you're saying there? I mean, what the? Oh my God!
Minnesota State.
Want anything like that ever. We would never, ever support anything like that in a million years.
In public.
So my husband has responded publicly multiple times about all of this, but this is what he posted on my Instagram earlier, which said that he is not a white supremacist. He is part of the Troth, which he is inclusive heathen community, and he has signed Proclamation 127, which takes a direct stance against bigotry of any form. So no, he is not at all a white supremacist. He is not a racist. And we have zero connections to any of that. But this is so ridiculous. I'm okay.
Are you sure?
I didn't accuse someone of distorting a flag. That actually happened. And we did have things that happened to our house because of that flag.
Is she trying to
So you can believe what you want. You can say that I lied about a pride flag. That's also another false rumor. Period. I did not.
Sorry. What's that?
Is she getting the mohawk in this video? Maybe that's why she's putting her hair out.
I don't know. I don't know. I think this was her Justin Bieber look. I'm not sure.
I did not lie about a pride flag. I would never. I have addressed that rumor so many times, but it's apparently more interesting to you guys to believe that I somehow made that up. Darcy is one of my good friends that's in the chat. She knows me. She knows I don't lie. I don't know how to lie. Period. I just don't lie. We live in a very conservative area. I feel today is ridiculous. Today is ridiculous.
Damn you, George Floyd.
I don't know who you are in real life, but I'm sorry if I've ever said anything involving your husband's belief. Did you participate in that dialogue? Because I'm telling you right now, it's not true. It's never been true. It'll never be true. We would never support that kind of thinking. We have been outspoken in our support for Black Lives Matter. We have donated our time, our money, resources to help
They have resources.
communities that were ravaged by the riots with.
I don't know. Well, here's what bothers me with that. We donated our time, our money, and resources. Okay, yeah, I have no doubt that they have donated items, money, things, whatever. But don't say you've donated your time. Don't because she didn't attend one day protest, nothing.
I want to know what resources were donated.
Well, there was a screenshot right around the time the riots were going on where I think it was actually the brewery, actually the one that received all the phone calls, that was getting donations and collections and everything together for your basic needs and everything for people who lived in the community where the riots were happening, because I guess a lot of stores and everything were burnt down, so people couldn't get basic life necessities each day. So she showed a picture of it basically was toiletry items, all kinds of shit like that. So
she took credit for what the brewery was doing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, she apparently Todd went out shopping.
And that are the resources that she's counting as helping Black Lives Matter.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But
and
the Liberty Medal, I mean.
Yeah, and I have no doubt that she probably has donated cash or something here and there. I don't doubt that. I don't want to sound dismissive.
But I think she has donated money. I just don't think she's donated resources and time.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, the time. Absolutely, I agree with you. I don't think she has either. I mean,
and from what you said, she used to validate. I mean, I call that into question. That was somebody else's. I mean, she didn't use the brewery when she, was giving out those gift cards and asking for donations for those gift cards.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And my whole thinking is, she says, we've never been racist. Where there's not nothing. She just flat out denies racism in its entirety as existing within herself or Todd. That's my issue with this. You can.
I don't think she's a white supremacist. I think she's a nationalist, because nationalists are Holocaust deniers too.
I never heard. I don't know. I never heard her deny that or whatever. But I mean.
No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Okay. All right. Jesus. I'm like, how do I approach this without being rude?
No, I'm totally kidding. I don't think she is a racist. I do think she is completely ignorant to the things that she says.
Right, exactly. I mean, I feel like when it comes to, I know myself as a white person, I think most every other white person, especially in America, we are either intentionally racist or we're unintentionally racist. And she doesn't acknowledge the fact that as a white person who grew up in America, she is kind of racist, but she doesn't mean to be. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that she does not mean to be.
But the video you did with the 4 moms or whatever, with Critical K or whatever, where you actually broke down what they were trying to say about racism.
Right, yeah. That
was the video that made me subscribe, because you nailed that. That was spot on accurate.
Oh, thank you. I can't take credit for that. I mean, it was taught to me, but
no, you can't take credit for it because you articulated it on your channel.
Okay, well, thank you for that.
It gave you at least one more subscriber.
But yeah, she won't even acknowledge the fact that there might be a part of her that's just unintentionally racist. That's my whole issue with this. Well, that and how she brings on her white friend to prove this.
I found in my experience, because I was a hybrid of sorts, where I grew up in the poorest of black neighborhoods, but went to the best of white schools. So it's all about a matter of having an open mind and willing to get desensitized to the stereotypes. I mean, every gender, race, color, creed, culture have negative stereotypes, and they're usually the ones that get highlighted for whatever reason. So if you've never had any direct exposure, your instincts are going to kick in to protect yourself. So you're going to identify, wait, what did they say about those people again? Oh, yeah, they might steal your money.
Right, yeah, okay, yep.
Or like, you hang out and then you see like they're just like you and they have the same dysfunctional family like you, then you're like, oh, okay. But it's because you have that exposure. I don't think she's had that exposure, because if she did, I just can't imagine why she would call another white person to corroborate that she's not a racist.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I completely agree.
I mean, I made the joke about, her being able to appropriate, Asian culture, but if somebody called her out, let's say they didn't like her talking about the Asian hate crimes that are happening, would she get another white friend to say that, oh no, Katie loves, Asian people. I've seen her get Chinese food all the time. Like
yeah.
I think she doesn't see like the long-sighted part of what she's doing.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, that makes great entertainment for me, so I hope she never does.
Related to George Floyd and his murder.
See, Ray Ray had a point.
That's who we are. We don't, and his new record label is amazing. When Minneapolis was burning to the ground, my husband.
Sorry, I try to pause quickly, but then my screen freezes for some reason. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Ray Ray said that she could have brought in her only black friend at the time. That's how fake Katie is. She was never friends with that woman.
Oh, yeah, it's a good point, Ray Ray. I forgot about that. Yeah, this was January 5th. I mean, I completely forgot about that.
So did Katie.
Yeah.
Husband's boss at the record label did a charity drive. He had everyone in his community drop off at his place of business toiletries and essential needs for all of the people that were affected from those riots, because all of their stores were burnt. Their Dollar Tree was gone, their Kmart was gone, their Target was gone. This community was left with nothing. And that's what his label did. They dropped off so much for that community at local churches. We then also did the same thing. My husband went to multiple Dollar Trees, filled up our car, and we dropped off all kinds of toiletries and essential needs like Q-tips and, tampons and toilet, like toothbrushes and toothpaste, things that people couldn't get because of those riots. And we will always.
Hey, baby doll.
Hi, this is my friend Darcy. She knows me in real life.
I can see the pain in your eyes right now, and I'm sorry. I'm really, really, really sorry, because that is not who you guys are at all. And if people only, like, you can do things through any social media, but when you are with somebody, you know that person, you know the type of people that you and Todd are. There is not 1 ounce of racism in your body. There is not 1 ounce of racism in Todd's body. One of the reasons why I think we connect, you know, on other many terms as well. But I'm just really sad. I mean, this shit is scary. At the end of the day, like you said earlier, you don't get to, make false accusations, and then all of a sudden people are at your door and you have a little child, and you are taking care of that child, and you're protecting your home and your family. And yes, your gay pride's, flag got stolen. I remember that.
It was like they were bending it down, and like I told you all of the issues we were having with that flag.
Yes.
You know the neighborhood that we live in. It's very conservative.
It is.
And there's a lot of people that are homophobic.
Yes. And you are not, because one of your besties is, gay.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's like, going over and having gnocchi, and, remember when you were telling me about that when you guys went and had you made gnocchi together?
Oh,
yes.
Oh, I think you're meaning JB. No, JB.
Yes.
JB Pat.
Oh, okay. Got him confused. I'm sorry.
No, JB and I, we went to the science museum.
Okay, I got him confused.
He told me, well, no, I mean, we did a lot of things, but we went to the science museum, and we went and watched like one of those Omni theater things.
Sure, yeah.
And he told me his cancer was back and he was dying.
Oh, see, and I got him confused. That was a long time ago, but I was like, I think I remember that. But now that you said it, I remember now. But my heart just breaks for you guys. This is just so not cool.
Cleopatra, it was like the flag was not stolen. Darcy did not. That it was not stolen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got it mixed up. I'm getting a lot of things mixed up.
No, my story has not changed, Cleopatra. My story has never changed.
Oh, God.
Darcy misspoke.
I did.
Said repeatedly what happened to that flag. My story has not changed. I have an entire post. Go check my thread, Cleopatra, and don't be a troll. There's no script, Tracy.
Well, Katie, I guess it wasn't a good thing for me to come on, because you got
no. Fine. This is what these people do. It's just so insane. Like, there's nothing. The story hasn't changed. It's always been the same.
Yes. Tonight, 2 things I got backwards. So there you go. And I'm accountable for that.
Yeah. And
Jesus Louises. Oh my God. Like I said, I just feel bad with, for what you guys are going through. This is bullshit. And, all I got to say is social media is just a bunch of assholes at the end of the day.
Said that I was one of the few YouTubers that took a stance for Black Lives Matter. That's because that's who I am. That's always who I've been. Like, it's not performative for us at all. It's just like our lives.
Sure is. Yeah. Ever since I've known you and I, that's another, why we've connected, is because our belief system's so similar.
We've been friends for 13 years.
Yes. Long 13 years. But almost 13 years.
Almost 14 years. Like,
Mhm.
And I don't have friends that are racist. I don't associate with racists. That's just not me.
No, it's not. It's not you guys at all. And I'm like I said, I am just very sad for you guys that you're going through this. Nobody should have to go through this. You know, Todd loves his music. He always has. We, have that whole, kiss thing going on.
Yeah. I will stand up for LGBTQ plus always. I will always stand up for Black Lives Matter. I will always stand up for anyone that is facing any sort of hate.
This lady here, whoever she is.
What?
Yeah, I am 54 and I'm so much more. Get up and get your granny out of here.
Yeah.
But anyways, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to be haters. They're going to do that. But it's not okay when it comes to the safety of you and Todd and your little guy.
No.
Not at all. It's bullshit. It's just bullshit.
Keep following me on Twitter. It's unbelievable.
I don't know how you handle all this.
I make my content, and that's what I was doing today. And then I was just getting bombarded by people accusing us of being white supremacists. And I'm like, you guys are going to get us killed with these rumors. Like, you're literally going to get us killed.
Yeah, truthfully. Somebody doesn't like Kiss, I guess. Anyways, whatever.
Oh, though, Darce, I got to get Fawn's medicine ready.
No problem, baby. It was nice to chat with you tonight.
Yeah, you too.
You take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bye, Todd.
Bye, Todd. I am not making any more.
Okay, there's 2.5 minutes left in this video. I'm gonna let it play out because I'm looking for another video someone wanted to hear of the messages. So I'm gonna let this play out while I look for that.
Cha-ching.
Statements. This is me addressing thing, and I am just telling you now. This is me. I'm not racist. My husband is not racist. He is not on a racist record label. When he signed, there was not any racists on that record label, at all. And that's not who we are. That's not what we're about. We'll never be about that. I didn't make up any stories about a pride flag. I am in the LGBTQ plus. I am bisexual. I have no reason to lie about any of this kind of stuff. And there's a lot of things you can get mad at me for, but this kind of stuff is just dangerous. Don't accuse people of white supremacy. Does my husband make money? Why does that matter to you? Doing what? He didn't make money from that label. No, he didn't. Why are you being so nosy? Reality T Squad. Why does what my husband do bother you? All right.
Shit. Oh, did that end?
So T-spiracy, your video is false. It's also defaming. And if you care about the truth, just take the video down. Don't care that you put it out there. I more care that you correct it.
Okay. Did that?
Susan,
okay. Still going.
You know
So,
why
I can't see
always
it.
have. Oh my God, Susan, go away. You are no. Susan, you are. Oh, really, Susan?
Susan, you were.
That woman's been trolling me for over a year. She makes so many different fake accounts. So many fake accounts.
Oh,
And you know what people always say, but you're always in drama. No, I'm not. People always bring drama to me. I'm not in drama. I'm literally not in drama because my life is not dramatic at all. My life is boring. Gotta go.
Okay, now I'm pretty sure it ended. I can't see the screen because my freaking computer just
Hey guys,
froze.
so
Oh, come on.
I'm normally just making my normal
How do I
content
unfreeze
today,
it?
just trying to do my thing, and I'm getting blown up that we are somehow racists, which is not true. And then somebody
Come
sends
on.
me a clip of a video where basically this
Oh,
woman
there we go.
is
Yay.
accusing my husband of signing a
Okay.
That was interesting.
All right. Now I have to go back to where I was.
I like how she appropriated the persecution of LGBTQ and black people with a false rumor of her husband being a racist.
Yep.
That is one hell of a stretch.
Yeah, I know.
Man, Lord. She's bisexual?
Okay, I got it. All right. What's that?
She's bisexual too?
Yes, that's what she claims. I'm gonna give I'm not gonna argue it. I mean,
There's
fine.
nothing to argue. It just reminded me of what's that woman, Lily Singh?
Who?
Lily Singh. She comes on like at 3:00 in the morning when everybody's like either watching you or sleep.
I have no idea.
No, she was a YouTuber and now she's got some late show on TV, but she like broke ground as the first bisexual woman of color to get a late night TV show.
Okay.
Just like I think you tried to grab everything that would kind of give you diversity and try to mold it into one to come up with this catchy title. It just seemed manufactured.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if Katie is really bisexual or not, and that is her business and her choice, and I don't care one way or the other. I just don't detect any authenticity in the statements that she makes.
Right. Yeah.
I listen for it. I look for it in the words she says, what she leaves out. I don't hear any authenticity. The only time I hear authenticity is when she's talking about how sad she is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's authentic. I can be certified. But when she's talking about these other things, like we're not racist, it's the same monotone voice, that she might as well talk about anything else with.
Yeah, it's almost like she's hitting all the talking points rather than speaking, sincerely.
And then she's running down the list. He's not a racist. I'm not a racist. We don't support racists. I'm bisexual. We support LGBTQ. We support Black Lives Matter. We did this. We did that. So it's false, false, false. Yeah, okay. Just because you say it's false, don't make it false.
Yeah, exactly. For me, though, too, it's like the whole bisexuality thing with her. I mean, it's one thing to say that you're. I have an issue with it because she's living a heterosexual life in every aspect of the term. Like she doesn't even appear to have close female friends in which to give an impression of anything. You know what I mean? So she's not living any kind of life where she's putting herself out or putting herself at risk or having to face any discrimination or whatever for her choices. That's my issue.
Maybe
because
her, getting closer to her lesbian side is what prompted her to get the chin implant. And that might come in handy.
Oh my God. On that note, so Diane asked if I had the messages to the brewery. And there's two videos regarding the brewery. There's the first video where Katie first tells everyone about the phone calls. I'm not going to play that one right now. If you guys want to see it or whatever, that's fine. We can, but this is the one with the messages, and I was asked about messages. So this is the one I'm playing for now. And it's only like 10 minutes long. But this was an Instagram Live, and it was from, I have the date right here. It was from May 27th.
Cougar. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. It wasn't May that this happened. Okay. I thought it was June. See, I need to. People, I get comments every now and then, people saying that I'm really good at research, but you know what? I feel like I suck. And this is one of those examples. I have all the information right there. I just didn't bother to look, but okay.
The fact
anyway,
that you endure watching this is sacrifice enough for me. I'd be
okay.
bile.
Oh yeah, something I didn't add to my video that I want to clarify too. The phone calls did not happen on the day that Todd's album was released. The phone calls allegedly happened like 2 days prior. That's what I took away from the things Katie said. However, she didn't make and upload a video about that until the day Todd's album was released. This is according to Katie. This is Katie's timeline. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So, but yeah, so here she's just sharing the voice messages of the phone calls in this video.
Oh my God, you guys. Okay, so I just had the best time. The best time. I love Amy Duggar King. She is hilarious. And the video is already demonetized, probably because we had so much fun talking about so many things. Maybe because Amy and I started the stream off cheersing with wine and then defrauding everyone. But Amy is such a treat, so much fun. And if you haven't checked out the video, you have to.
I thought I had the right one. Maybe I don't.
Fun.
Wait a minute.
It was. She's gonna come back next week. Check out the video.
Damn it. I'm sorry. My bad. I really don't have very good records. Sorry.
She is so lit in that video.
She's like the video I'm looking for. She's wearing the same shit and everything, I think. Wait, this one might be it. Maybe it was around 6:20 then. All my vaccine and screenshots and videos and everything I have organized so neatly and categorized and subcategorized, but these are just freaking everywhere.
Well, the vaccines ones, those are the ones that really matter. This is KJ.
True. All right, now I think I found it. Okay. Now I have to share the screen again. Oh, so annoying. At least I'm doing good though, remembering to share the audio.
You guys, I need your help. We received like a bunch of messages and I cannot place this person.
Okay. Yep, I got it.
Like I've been trying to like rack my brain all day for this voice and I can't, it sounds familiar, but I don't know who it is. So I'm going to just wait for a few of you to come on, but like 2 days ago, so my husband's record label, his record label owner also owns a tap room or brewery where they brew beer and stuff. And they received like 40 messages throughout the day from this woman who like sounded drunk and she like left a ton of messages. And they started deleting a lot of the messages before they realized what it was going on. And so they ended up, they didn't know who I was because it was like my husband's friend. So I don't know how they actually connected me to this like brewery.
They just did a booze. The woman was saying Katie Joy, so they just did it.
No, they figured like, so the brewery figured out it was me, but I don't know how this woman connected me to this brewery. The brewery is owned by the record label or the owner of the record label of my husband's like very small independent record label. So I'm going to play you guys the clips and it came in from a blocked phone number and she called like 40 some times and I don't know if this voice is, so I'll just play them for you.
Yeah. Crystal, fuck with me, I'll fuck with her every goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her. Goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her.
So that's one of them. I don't know. I can play it one more time.
Yeah. Crystal, fuck with me, I'll fuck with goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her.
And then here's the other one.
Joy's a bitch and she needs to die. 5 p.m. Katie Joy abuses her children. 5 p.m. Katie Joy abuses her children.
She sounds drunk, right? Yeah.
Katie Joy's a bitch and she needs to die. 4:55 p.m. Katie Joy abuses her children. p.m. Crystal Ball fucks with me. I'll fuck with her every goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her.
All right.
I just want to point out too, as the video plays, she's going to talk about like what the voice sounds like or whatever. Just keep that in mind, because after this, she ended up trying to blame it on like Little Red, for example. Little Red having a Southern accent and everything. So I mean, yeah, naturally that would make sense. But she acknowledges though in this video that the voice doesn't sound like they have a Southern accent, like almost verbatim. That's what she acknowledges. So I just find that interesting how then suddenly she tried to change it around.
All right. So, do any of you recognize that voice? Have you heard that voice before? I know there's a lot of these like smaller channels that like yell at me and stuff, and I don't know if it's any one of them.
Horrible existence these people fucking lead.
I'm just trying to figure out who it is. I can play it again. Hold on.
p.m. Crystal Ball fucks with me. I'll fuck with her every goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her. Katie Joy's a bitch and she needs to die. 4:55 p.m. Katie Joy abuses her children.
How many children do you have?
5 p.m. Crystal Ball fucks with me. I'll fuck with her every goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her.
Definitely intoxicated, maybe not drunk, maybe under the influence of something else, but definitely intoxicated. I do not know the voice. I don't know the voice either.
How about intoxicated on stupidity, just like all the Reddit people?
Did you all hear Todd there? He said that she was intoxicated on stupidity, just like all the Reddit people.
My lady.
Oh God.
See, all the people that I could think of off the top of my head, they all have like Southern accents. And I feel like this doesn't have a Southern accent, right? Does it have a Southern accent?
p.m. Crystal Ball fucks with me. I'll fuck with her every goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her.
That's a Midwestern.
That sounds like a Midwestern accent to me. It doesn't sound like a Southern accent. And I feel like there's like a...
Did he say Amanda bitch or I didn't let me see.
Who, Darcy?
No, or Todd just said something there in the
have
background.
a Southern accent.
p.m. Crystal Ball fucks with me. I'll fuck with her every goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her.
That's a Midwestern.
That sounds like a Midwestern accent to me.
Yeah, he says
It doesn't sound like a Southern accent. And I feel like there's like a
Aren't we-
few normal...
he says probably the fucking Amanda chick or something, or bitch or chick. I don't remember, but Amanda, that was the name he said though.
Few like people that come to mind, but they all have Southern accents. How am I calm about it? Well, I've heard it so many times at this point that like I can't like it sounds like a Midwestern accent to me. Because I've heard it so many times. Like the first few times I heard it, it made me feel really upset, but now I'm just literally trying to hear who it is. And it's like sometimes Southern accents are very easy to hear, and then other times they're not.
PM. Crystal, Ball, fuck with me, I'll fuck with her every goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her. Katie Joy's a bitch, and she needs to die. 4:55 p.m. Katie Joy abuses her children.
Yeah, she sounds like
5 p.m. Katie Joy abuses her children.
I have given it to my attorneys, but I don't know, like, without who it is, I don't know how we would do anything. Not a Florida accent. An older lady with a kind of deep voice. Yeah. She left 40 messages at this brewery. Like, I don't know who it is. Like, I don't know who I fucked with.
Apparently a lot of people.
Because I don't remember fucking with anyone on Thursday. It's definitely not baby girl Lisa. If baby girl Lisa wanted to get in touch with me, she literally could. A smoker from the Midwest. It's an older lady. Yeah, it is definitely an older lady. I feel like there's a whole group of older ladies that hate me. 40s plus smoker. And the voices sound like different.
One was left at 1 p.m. and the other one was left at almost 5 p.m.
So
she
what?
had 3 hours to drink whatever she was drinking.
So one was left at 1 p.m. and one was left at 4 p.m. and she just literally kept, or 5 p.m. She literally just kept calling for like hours and hours and hours and hours.
Like they have time to fucking deal with that shit.
PM. Crystal, Ball, fuck with me, I'll fuck with her every goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her. Damn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her. Katie Joy's a bitch, and she needs to die. 4:55 p.m. Katie Joy abuses her children.
I didn't actually, they didn't call me. She sent these messages to a brewery that is connected to my husband's friend. So literally like his business. So the business ends up blocking the phone number and she kept calling from a blocked number. I don't know, is it a real voice or a voiceover either?
No, it's an actual voice.
It sounds like a real voice to me. But she sounds drunk between the first one and the second one.
It's funny towards the end, like Todd starts getting like really, really angry and shit. And she has to just like shut him up and hurry up and sign off.
Well, yeah, Todd can't get fed until she finishes. His hunger pains.
Maybe Northeastern. She's not slurring her word. No, she sounds like that's harassment in a real voice. Why do I always have problems? It's because of what's going on with me. But it's a real voice and it's a real person. It happened on Thursdays. On Thursday. I'm not trying to like maybe a customer that was pissed off. I don't have customers.
It's not.
And they were calling about me. They do have a caller ID at the brewery, but she called from a blocked number.
Katie Joy's a bitch and she needs to die. 4:55 p.m. Katie Joy abuses her children.
She says I abuse my children. She could be lurking on here oh, of course. She says she said Katie Joy abuses her children.
How many children do you have?
I only have one child.
That shows how stupid this person is.
I do only have one child.
Every one of these fucking people that does this shit, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
I have one child. Just one. You'll find this person for me. Yeah, I have a child. Could she be related to Micah Stoffer or 8 Passengers? I don't.
She's an optimist. That glass is half full.
Micah's aunt.
PM. Crystal, Ball, fuck with me, I'll fuck with her. Every god.
Okay, Blair, I'm gonna play something else for you real quick. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I will play. Where'd I find it? Instagram. I had to go to. This is who we think it is. Of course, it's gonna take me a second to pull up because I closed out the tab. Go. Okay, so we're going to play a message one more time. Just try to remember exactly what this caller's voice sounds like.
Goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her.
Of course, she stops then. Okay.
PM. Crystal, Ball, fuck with me, I'll fuck with her. Every goddamn day, and don't you forget it. I will fuck with her.
Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to play you something else.
Who was that person talking to?
The person who was calling? A voicemail. They were leaving a voicemail, apparently.
At the
A voice
brewery.
message. Yeah, at the brewery.
Okay.
I'm normally just making my normal.
Okay, so and this is Blair. This is who we think is is calling. So this person here in the video is Katie's real life friend who came on Katie's Instagram live here in January to prove to everyone how Katie's not racist. So let's see, where she come on. Okay.
It's not who you guys are at all.
Can you guys hear it?
And
Mm-hmm.
if people only like, you can do things through any social media, but when you are with somebody, you know that person, you know the type of people that you and Todd are. There is not 1 ounce of racism in your body. There is not 1 ounce of racism in Todd's body. One of the reasons why I think we connect, on other many terms as well, but but I'm just really sad. This shit is scary. At the end of the day, like you said earlier, you don't get to make false accusations, and then all of a sudden people are at your door and you have a little
Okay. I'm not muted. Okay. Where's it?
Not a racist. She's pro everything.
Yeah.
Why would anybody make death threats?
Scorpion asked, one thing I never understood because I never watched Katie. How was this brewery connected to her, and how did someone know to call this place to leave a threat? Now, how someone knew to call the place is it. Assuming that the calls really did happen, how they knew to call is we don't know. We have no clue. But the brewery is connected because Katie's husband is in a band, and that band is signed with a label. The person who owns that label also owns this brewery. And the video in which she discusses these calls and everything was uploaded the same day that her husband's new album was released on this label, mind you. That's the whole connection right there. If the calls are real, how they knew to call this place, we don't know. Because I had no idea that there's any association here or anything.
Is she an investigative journalist? She's digging up dirt on the Toddy Westbrook and her husband. How come she can't find out who made a death threat to her?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah.
And that accent is clearly like Minnesota, North Dakota, that Scandinavian region. I was expecting her to say, "Don't you know?"
Yeah, exactly. Or you guys.
Yeah.
Guys.
Borderline Canadian.
Yeah, exactly. I swear, I think I hear her say a boot sometimes, If you're Canadian, I'm not like, throwing shade at you or whatever. I live in upstate New York, so I'm very familiar with the accent, that's all.
Yeah, we love Canada. We understand that you won't let us in right now, but we love you.
Oh, well, we'll storm the walls. Let's face it, there are going to be walls at some point. Only it's going to be Canada building them.
Oh, they'll make Mexico pay for it too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's another video too where she goes on about how this all happened and everything. It's whatever. But I'm going to forward this towards the end here because I think when you hear Darcy get kind of mad, that's when the voice kind of like really sounds like her. So
It's always been the same.
yes.
There's nothing. The story hasn't changed. It's always.
Is it how far does she go? Okay, yeah. All right, we're good.
We've been friends for 13 years.
Yes. Long 13 years. But
Almost
13 years.
Almost 14 years. Like, and I don't have friends that are racist. I don't associate with racists. That's just not me.
No, it's not. It's not you guys at all. And I'm like I said, I am just very sad for you guys that you're going through this. Nobody should have to go through this. Todd loves his music. He always has. We, have that whole, kiss thing going on.
Yeah. I will stand up for LGBTQ plus always. I will always stand up for Black Lives Matter. I will always stand up for anyone that is facing any sort of hate.
This lady here, whoever she is.
What?
Yeah, I am 54 and I'm so much more. Get up and get your granny out of here. Yeah. But anyways, whatever.
Yeah.
People are going to be haters. They're going to do that. But it's not okay when it comes to the safety of you and Todd and your little guy. No. Not at all. It's bullshit. It's just bullshit.
Okay. So yeah, you get the idea. That's we already played this video, so I'm not playing it again. But you get the idea. Do you see? And I guess they may not be the same person. There's always a chance, but I'm telling you, if I had money to bet and I was a betting woman, I'd put it all on Darcy.
Maybe it was Todd with his nuts being squeezed. Oops.
Let's see. Don't you know about? Yeah, that's true. And yeah, we do want the free healthcare. We do.
She's a fascinating person to watch. I mean,
Yes.
as an empirical, study, it's not that glass.
Yeah,
Sees the pessimist and sees it always as half empty.
yeah, this been my whole thing with her. I mean, it's just I'm fascinated how someone can be so public and everything and so like out there and just lie and lie and lie and just like completely I don't know, just deny
I would
things.
not be surprised if she actually believed everything she said was true.
Mm-hmm.
Like I used to see my ex literally like her brain would like short circuit when she had to admit something.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like a demonic possession almost, and she was having an exorcism. But as long as Katie's surrounding herself with enablers, she's never going to face that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a whole big part of it. I think she's never had to face any accountability.
Mm-hmm.
This one's only a few minutes long. It's like 5 minutes long, but this is where she talks about why the calls happen this is when she first tells everyone about the phone calls.
So the video is kicked out of the algorithm. So I'm trying to okay, I got to find another topic. I got to do something. And my husband runs upstairs. He's just like, I got to talk to you. And I was like, what? And he's like, well, I have to go downstairs because I got to take Bubba out to go swing. And he's like, but Austin called me and he said that.
Don't say names of business.
No, I won't. He's like, Austin called me, who's his label owner for his record label. So today, you guys, my husband's record came out, which was supposed to be a really exciting day for him. It's been he worked on this album for such a long time, and he worked so hard on it, and he was it was just such a big day for him. So having Austin call, to have Austin be like, oh yeah, by the way, somebody called us 40 times last night and they were wanting to talk about your wife and they didn't know who I was. So yeah, this person calls Austin's business and starts leaving messages, and they called 40 times at Austin's business and left messages about me that were violent. Message after message after message after message of very terrible things said about me. And this person doesn't even. So the craziest thing was they didn't know who I was. So Austin's never met me, and this is a company that I've never been to. I've never my husband and Austin's relationship is totally separated from me. I don't have anything involved. I have 2 lawyers, by the way, so don't worry about that. You can can they get the album on Bandcamp?
Oh yeah, that's where we're having.
So they're doing
until midnight tonight.
Yeah.
If they buy it through Bandcamp, whether they buy the physical copy or the digital download.
Yeah.
100% of that money, me and Rob are going to donate to the Native American Cultural Center that was burned down.
Okay, so my husband's album is being sold on Bandcamp on their Canis Dearest Bandcamp page. And until midnight tonight, if you purchase their new album on Bandcamp, 100% of the revenue from purchases are being donated to the Native American Center in Minneapolis, which was burned down by looters from the protests. Anyways, Austin, so the band, my husband has a brand new label, which is amazing. They ditched their old label because they got involved and started signing all of these bands that were terribly gross. And so my husband and his partner and one of the musicians, they found this new label, and this new label has been so awesome. They have done so much to give back to help like all of the companies that have been affected from the looting and the riots. And like these are such good people. And so, you know, when I found out that like they were getting calls, like they don't even know who I am. That was the part that freaked me out, because it's like I've never met Austin at all, and I've never been to this place, and I don't know who these people are. They don't know who I am. They don't know that I'm a YouTuber. But like the fact that like they already did this with my husband's previous employer, and now they're doing this to his band label. It's like, are they really going to try to get Austin to fire Todd? I mean, they literally had to like Google my name. They didn't even know who I was. And then when they figured out, once they Googled who I was, and they were like, oh, it's Todd's wife. And so then Austin ends up calling my husband, and he starts telling him that like they had 40 messages and calls from this woman last night who was irate and like very violent about me. I know it is always something. I am always a victim led dust. What do you think? Do you think I deserved to have some lady call Austin 40 times and leave threats? Can't with you people tonight. Like,
Okay, yeah. So there wasn't the whole video. There was just a clip of the actual live. But this part, though, that I played was where she talks about the brewery and whatnot for the most part. But yeah, so that's the story behind the brewery. That's how that came about.
Yeah, she's making this the details up as she's going along. She got the concept in her mind, and then as she's doing a live, she's making up details. That's why she starts repeating names or pausing really long, because she's trying to figure out what'll make sense to fit in so she can link it to the next part of the treatment of her narrative, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that was pretty much everyone else's take on it too.
Yeah.
I mean, what? God damn it!
It's fascinating.
What is playing? Sorry, I can hear it. I'm sure you guys can't though. Where is it? There it is. Okay, I got it.
Really sad right there.
Okay. Yeah, when it first happened and everything, like I gave her like the benefit of the doubt and whatnot. You know, whatever. It's possible. I mean, a lot of people do really dislike her. It could happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when I wrote the email to the brewery asking them, you know, dude, like, why aren't you people like reporting this? This is crazy. I mean, why wouldn't you report this? And I didn't even know like if anyone read my email. It wasn't until like a month later when Katie like put it all on blast on Twitter that I even contacted them to begin with. But it was her reaction to my email that really got me pretty much almost convinced that it was bullshit.
Or that's how Katie found out that Todd had got fired.
Well, he didn't work there.
I thought she said it was his boss.
Yes, she keeps saying that, but yeah, he didn't work there. But I think when she says boss, I think she's thinking because Austin also owns the label, the record label, that Katie, I think, just applies like a employee-employer relationship between the two of them. I'm not sure, but it's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, that man, if somebody fact checked her like they did Trump, I'd want to see what the comparison is.
Oh, this is a good point. I didn't even think about it. Like Hoot3 says, they Googled Katie and Todd's wife came up. Ha ha ha. And Andy says, did you see what came up on her Google at the time? Just seems far-fetched. And yeah, I mean, if you Google without a crystal ball, I mean, I don't think much of anything comes up about Todd. Because I mean, they would have had to Google from the information in the voicemail. So which would have been without a crystal ball or Katie, Joy, whatever. So I mean, where does Todd come in?
He comes in through the servant's entrance. That's her house.
Oh,
That
God.
I think is fact, though. I'll go on the record to say that is Katie Joy's house.
Yeah, I think that's right too. She one of her earlier blog posts, she says how she had to quit her job and everything to take care of her son, and she says that she's making like over 90,000 a year or something at her job. Well, I believe it, knowing or just reading about what she used to do or whatever. I mean,
I don't like when people broadcast their salaries. It just comes off as pretentious.
yeah, it does. Yeah. But she worked in like financing or whatever shit like that. But I think at the time she was working for I don't remember what college it was. It's one of those online colleges, the for-profit colleges.
University.
She was a recruiter.
They
So
have quotas to meet.
right, and I want to say that they also get like a bit of commission or something. I'm not positive about that, but
Yeah, if you like exceed your quota, then you qualify for bonus. When I
right,
was with the Department of Labor and the Job Corps, one of the things that I found out they were doing is they were basically setting the kids up for failure. So if they completed the program, they had to find either job placement after they finished Job Corps, or they had to go to school. So what they started telling the transition workers to do is just put them in the University of Phoenix. So once you get the roster, you can count that as an outcome. And
okay,
get kids signing up, for federal loans that they had no idea what they were doing.
right, yeah. That's what it sounds like she did.
Yeah, I'm sure that if she went to a for-profit college, they're only about numbers. So she was getting those numbers, and as we can all see, she's great at storytelling.
Yeah, yeah. I bet you would. Yeah. See, I couldn't do that job. I mean, I don't know if that's saying anything good or bad. I don't think I could. Like I think all of us at one point in time have tried to work in telemarketing just because maybe there was no other jobs around, or maybe you're like me and you fell for the freaking advertisement or whatever, saying, oh, you can make like $20 an hour or some shit, Yeah, and I was just horrible at it. I don't know.
I was reading what Haiti Joyless was saying.
Oh, that's what she did for work. I did that for years. Oh my God. Wow. She's making her job seem like something it wasn't. Trust me. I don't know. It's just she's talked about it a little bit, but most of my information that I get anyways on her is on her LinkedIn and a few blog posts, but I want to say that that's where she was working, like when she claims to have been making like 90K a year. Other than that,
in her LinkedIn.
What's that?
Anybody endorse her on the LinkedIn?
I have no idea. Let's see. Let me pull it up.
Ted Nugent. Todd's Brewery. The Black Nurse. Can't forget her.
Moribund Records. Oh God.
Katie Joy is the best non-racist I've ever known.
Okay, let's see. There's 25 connections. Am I signed in? Yeah, I'm signed in. Okay. Now we're looking at endorsements. Or I have a LinkedIn account, but I don't really do anything.
Nobody does anymore. Like people will support you like in your friends list, and then like if you know a mutual person, then if you see that person's endorsing the person on LinkedIn that you're looking at, then that makes you feel more comfortable.
Oh, okay. All right. So
it's almost like an e-resume. So references, that's what the endorsements would be, and they're just talking about how they know you in a professional manner.
Okay. I don't know if I can view that or not though, because I don't have an account. I mean, I have an account, but I'm not a paid account, whatever.
No, you can just like pull up her profile. Like if you scroll down, it should be at the bottom. But if you don't see anything, it might be because nobody endorsed it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I see skills and endorsements, but all that's there is just like shit she can do, I guess, allegedly, like writing, editing, sales. Interest, she has Pathos, none specified. University of Minnesota. Apparently that's where she went to college.
Okay, she's a gopher, not a screaming eagle, which was Minnesota State.
Yeah, that's
Graduate from Minnesota?
Huh?
Did she graduate from Minnesota?
Yeah, no, she did. She has a bachelor's degree.
She wasn't like summa cum laude or anything? Valedictorian?
No. She from what I recall, I seen some program or whatever from graduation somewhere. She pretty much just graduated like regular. Liberal arts degree. Spanish studies or Spanish something.
No, it's not Spanish anymore. After the current turmoil, it's now Asian studies. She's gonna rotate it.
Oh God.
That's amazing though. Like, I mean, University of Minnesota is a really good school. So it wouldn't have been easy to like reach that level anyway. Unlike me, I was, valedictorian at most.
Nice.
It wasn't worth the hype. Once you walk off the stage, it doesn't matter anymore.
I suppose not, yeah.
I'm like liberal arts. I'm just trying to understand how she's such an expert in everything, and she's never really experienced a lot from what she describes.
Right. I don't. I guess she's traveled a lot. Maybe I don't know. It seems there are a few times in videos where she's discussed that. I forget. She's been to like a shitload of states, other countries. I don't know.
Yeah, but what does she do in those places? I mean, if she went as a tourist, she's only going to see touristy stuff.
Yeah.
I never thought being a tourist was like an actual real experience. I actually connected with people in the Philippines. Like when I get there, I actually know people I want to go see.
That's cool.
I don't know. I just don't. It's nothing she says rings true. I mean, I know it's not just me, and I know I'm preaching to the choir, but she's fascinating. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's kind of to do an analysis of Katie Joy.
What's that?
We should ask Todd Grande to do an analysis of Katie Joy.
I'm pretty sure that people have reached out to him only if for no other reason, only because of how much she has talked about him.
Oh, I mean, like, does she like him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she does. And I think like there's a lot of, people or whatever on YouTube, people could reach out to and contact, but because of how much she was saying his praises for a period of time, I think a lot of people purposely reached out to him with that request. I think, I don't know. That's what I'm assuming. I mean, I don't know for a fact. Knowing this community the way I know it, I bet money that they have.
I mean, he might be doing it as we speak, and he just hasn't like finished it yet.
Could be.
I mean, he might be saying fascinating too.
Yeah, but she really likes him.
Yeah, I mean, what he says, is very insightful. I just wonder how she interprets it.
Huh. Well, first of all, Haiti Joyla says, I want the Observe channel to do a video on her so badly to read her body language. I'm not familiar with that channel, but now I want to be. I'm going to check it out. And then Hoot3 says, I'll never forget that Spanish scream. She was trashed and said Adderall money squirrel. That looked puzzled and said, never mind. Well, yeah, no, you're right, Sherry. It is in a train wreck way, but I think that's what's fascinating. Like it's fascinating in a train wreck kind of way.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this from like behavioral health.
So, yeah, and like the whole when I was
This
like
was
advocating for
at
vaccines.
the zoo, watching the tigers in the cage and stuff, just watching them in their natural habitat. Technically, she is.
Right, yeah. But like when I was advocating for vaccines and everything, it wasn't the science or whatever that pulled me in, that fascinated me. It was the anti-vaxxers that fascinated me. So in that same regard,
Like, why are they so
find
against
Katie
this?
fascinating. Huh?
Like, why are they so against this?
Yeah, it just that and how, like how do parents, anyone for that matter, but in this case specifically parents, how do parents go from claiming to want the best for their kids, claiming to want the best health for their kids, and they think their way of achieving that is to deny everything that the medical experts tell them, including their own kid's doctor, and listen to strangers on social media? Like how is it rationalized in one's head? I don't get it.
If YouTube's done nothing else, it's exposed all of the diverse thought processes throughout the world. I want to say that as nicely as I possibly can.
And when I talk about anti-vaxxers and everything, don't get me wrong. I mean, I could have very easily been one of them. I think about, I had my first son in 95, and this was right around the time, the whole Andrew Wakefield study came out and whatnot, and when Jenny McCarthy was a thing of talking about vaccines and shit, and I recall kind of questioning it, wondering if there's any substance to it or whatever. I mean, if
Yeah.
I had the right people in my ear at that time, sure, it could have happened.
I've always been a fact finder. One thing I learned early in life that somebody always told me, no matter what you hear, check the source that you heard it from.
Right, yeah. Always the source.
Like, I always check the credit. Like, if it was a person I knew had like really stand up credibility, then I wouldn't bother. But if it was somebody I knew was questionable, then I'd dig.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it gets to a point where I have to question everything you say, I have to kick you out of my life. So credibility is very important, which I don't know if Katie understands that.
I don't know.
But
yeah. I'm sorry, go on.
No, I'm just saying it's just still like, yeah, it's a train wreck. That's what I'm watching.
It is, yeah. But yeah, it is. It's an interesting one, though, no doubt. I mean, I don't care. A lot of people like reality TV and whatnot. We all have our guilty pleasures or whatever. Well, this is mine, I guess. Whatever.
I wonder after she watches this if she's going to do like a whole live stream just about you.
I don't know. I don't really see. I think that would be pretty boring, though. I mean, I don't think.
Well, now she's going to rehash the story again. The sad fish for all the new subs that don't know about the first time she sad fished the news.
Yeah.
She ran out of first run shows, so now she's doing reruns. I mean.
Exactly, Scorpion. I hear you, Aaron. I find the anti-vax community just fascinating. There's a whole bunch more now with the COVID vaccine now. Won't hesitate to eat a Big Mac, yet the vaccine isn't safe. Exactly. I can't tell you how many times I've seen someone post or whatever about all the ingredients and this and that, and then in the next picture they're smoking a cigarette, or in their next live stream on Facebook they're smoking a cigarette, whatever, or covered in tattoos, or or they're drinking wine.
Mm-hmm. I don't. Wait, I have to scroll down. I don't want to see her face anymore.
Haiti Joy that says, I like the things at Christ Conflict has to say. Good guest.
Thank you. But I'm a member, man. Not a guest.
Oh, yeah.
You were the first channel I ever subscribed to.
Really?
Well, you're the only channel I ever subscribed to. Let me put it that way.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Well, not the wittiness of entitlement translator. It was I like that as opposed to the BX Beast Boy Katie bashing. And
Right.
I mean, other places would talk about Katie Joy, but they didn't really like make it entertaining like the way you did.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I mean, I do like how Radiant Brit does the breakdown of whatever Katie Joy's talking about, but that's more of a philosophical kind of concept. But this here is good comedy.
Right. Yeah, I started out just commentating too, just giving my opinion or whatever, and then just one day I was watching one of her Instagram live like question answer things, and I was just I saw some parts in there. I was just like, I can have fun with this. So I did like this satire video or whatever, and that was it. It's like that was fun. I want to do more of those.
I just wonder, like, when she goes to sleep, what she plans to do the next day when she's going to go on the channel.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure Todd calls the basement his man cave to feel better about it. I need to look into Minnesota. That must be an interesting place.
Yeah, I wondered that.
I mean, it's near and dear to my heart. That's where the Eagles won the Super Bowl, but
What's that? What about the Super Bowl?
The Eagles won the Super Bowl.
They did? I don't know. I didn't even watch the Super Bowl.
They did. Wow. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It was on, but I didn't really watch it. I don't. This way, I went on Little Red Stream for a little bit.
Oh no, I'm not talking about this past one. I'm talking about a few years back in Minnesota.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that was the only time I cared about Minnesota.
Yeah. Okay. I was always a Dallas fan, but I don't really watch football at all. I don't really care anymore.
Honestly, neither do I. I kind of found YouTube, and it's just kind of like a whole new world.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, it's not the same when you watch a football game and the COVID-19 keeps all the fans out. Like, they kind of, the noise, you get used to it, you want it.
Mm-hmm. Go Hawks. Oh, GC Mills, thank you for becoming a member. Oh, Phil. Oh my God, yeah. Philly, they're freaking crazy with their football.
Oh.
Philadelphia.
No, they're not.
Yeah, well, they are when they're playing Dallas.
That's because they hate Dallas.
I know.
I mean, that's like, you might have an ex that, you split up with and you're still friends. And then you have an ex that you'll say hi and bye. And then you have that one ex that.
You go nuclear every time you're near them.
Yeah, that's the Dallas Cowboys for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Which was funny. I found out from a Dallas Cowboys fan that their rivalry isn't really with the Eagles. It's towards the Washington team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I've liked Dallas ever since I was young, but like there's never any like animosity or anything that I can recall against Philly. But yeah, Philly sure as hell has it against Dallas.
No, they've made documentaries about the Eagles Cowboys rivalry. You have the Bounty Bowl, and then you have that one game where they beat up Troy Aikman real bad. I'm sorry, I'm an Eagles fan. That's why I know all of this.
Mm-hmm. I see. I see.
I used to tell people being a Philadelphia sports fan was like being a parent of a special needs child. You prepare for the worst, but you hope for the best. And all Philly sports fans related to that. Go Hawkeyes. Did Iowa win?
What's that? Oh, go Hawkeye. Oh, okay. What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, okay. Let me see. All right, guys. I'm over 3 hours here. I'm going to call it a night.
Likewise.
I only planned on coming on for like an hour, but we just got involved.
Well, thank you for having me, Aaron. It was a pleasure.
Oh, I'm sorry, Police Wife Life. You're right. My bad. Police Wife Life, thanks for becoming a member. So, anyways, guys, my bad.
Aaron, I'll catch you on the next live.
All right, awesome, guys. Awesome Christ conflict. I almost called you Christ Church. I'm thinking of a place in New Zealand there. Okay.
All
But
right.
yes, thanks for coming on. And
No
I'll see you next time.
Take care.
You too. And everyone else, bye. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys all next time too.